Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Bases are loaded. There's a little flare out behind second base. That's going to fall in, and we'll score a couple of more. Throw to third's offline, and taking second is Grigo. 6-2 Nebraska.
Ball again, hit behind the line and chopped down by Lavonte David, who's off to a great start. 3rd down and 5. Miller after the fake. Great move behind the line of scrimmage, and he has the first down. The ball's out. And it looks like Ohio State. No, they say David got the football. Must have wrestled it away because you could see a couple of his teammates seemed agitated. They didn't recover the fumble. But all of a sudden, David emerged. And a huge turnover by the Buckeyes. Person looks his way. Handed up in the air, live football. And Lavonte David picks it off.
You know, with all that being said, my 14-year career has come to an end, and I feel it's time to, move on and, find a different path in life.
Good morning. Welcome in to Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. We're brought to you by Next Gen Mail Medical. What's up, DB?
I was trying not to get emotional.
Yeah, that was a pretty intense press conference.
I mean, and I have a weird affinity for him.
Oh,
so he almost, you guys, Lavonte David, almost, very close. Almost. Did I say almost?
Not quite.
Aided in helping me get Sharmar Brown to Nebraska.
Yeah?
He was there that morning that we met early.
Was he working out?
No, he was just visiting.
Okay.
He's he rocks with Coach Rule, and LD was telling stories about carving your own path, and I was like, you know what? I kind of trust this influence. I'm just go on and walk on down the sidelines. I say, hey, Mar, I'll be back. You're good with that guy. Get him here. He just was up here. I got the sense, man, that this was gonna be it. Because he, for as much as LD does, he was, we were just talking about, Nebraska's program and the evolution and the degree of difficulty. And almost to a man, he tells the story how Bo grew him up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You've heard Kenny talk about it, like the holding you accountable part. Mm-hmm. And he may talk to you a little reckless, but you think he means well.
Mm-hmm. And,
because LD was a guy that as he'd tell you, he had to really, really, really mature.
Yeah.
Really mature.
Yeah.
He was like, listen, my aunt, it's like, man, I was out here wilding. JUCO, he got kind of spoiled, and he had a hard time getting acclimated to Nebraska. And because I was talking about his workout regimen, he was telling me about Vita Vea, how Vita Vea is this guy that can literally, you'll get this because you used to pump a lot of iron. Like Vita Vea can change his body within 60 pounds in like 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. A lot of big guys can do that.
Yeah,
like really
right?
big guys. Yeah.
Right. So, and he was talking about his workout regimen. He's like, nah, I haven't always been like that now. He has that. Yeah. He has that Dade County.
Yeah. It's not quite a twang, but almost.
And he was so then we started just lamenting about where he started his work regimen and preparation. And he gave a lot of credit to Bo.
Yeah.
Who I felt was interesting because the story goes Bo lucked into having to play him because of injury.
Yeah.
Wasn't originally going to play him. That's the narrative we talk about. But now that we're so far removed, Lavonte talks about the development and demand that it took to play in the scheme that was part of it.
Yeah.
Lavonte?
I mean, I think both can be true at the 100%, same time, right? Where it's
and it was funny too because I was chuckling.
Yeah,
as I'm bringing a running back from Omaha to Lincoln with 2 running backs that I happen to think the world of, in EJ and Mackay.
Sure.
So the first thing that I'm thinking of is when he's telling me the story is the Dana Holgerson finding Emmett Johnson narrative.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, look what I found.
And it's like, God, you guys, we just regurgitate these stories, and the players and coaches can always tell us different. But anyway, man, congratulations to the Hall of Famer. If Lavonte David's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be.
I mean, he's got some rare stats where he's in a handful of discussions with like 4 or 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I get the all pro.
Yeah.
I've called. Was that you and I? This was a late night. It was St. Louis Jordan.
Yeah.
It was my Cardinals fan, Mr. Fowler, who he and I, this was probably, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock at night. He always has these random discussions that he likes to bring to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't know if it was his brother, who sounds like they're polar opposites. Would be pretty cool to have another sports sibling. But we're talking about, is Lavonte David a Hall of Famer?
Mm-hmm.
Or who the current Hall of Famers or Nebraska? I can't remember how he worded the question, but rare company for Lavonte.
The only thing that is a ding on his resume is the all pros. And I don't know, I really struggle with, and this is part of the reason I care so much about like MVP voting and all these like voting things that we do, is because at the end of some guy's career, it matters a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to make a decision between Lavonte David and somebody else, and you make the decision the wrong way 2 or 3 times, and you're talking about a 4-time All-Pro versus a 2-time All-Pro, we look at that guy entirely differently at the end of his career, which doesn't really make sense. Like Lavonte David was the same guy, whether or not some beat writer in New Orleans decided he was or wasn't. Right. And so that's why, like, I do get fired up about that kind of stuff, because it does matter for historical context, not just for guys individually, but how much I care about the historical context of how we view things afterward.
And you're one of the few young guys I know that is passionate about the museums.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the games. Right. And so if I care about how people remember those games, the museums are the best or the largest beacon of
you know who else
what that
is like that?
Who?
Except he's older and he has an opinion on everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Daniel's like that.
Sure.
Like you guys could probably go round and round and find some real commonality about all the different Hall of Fames.
And I'm sure we would disagree about certain guys, but in terms of the principle of it all, like I hate that the NBA Hall of Fame is so loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
I hate it. It makes me mad. There's guys that do not belong. Like,
now theirs is the closest to a museum.
Yes. It's also the closest to, like, just, hey, if you were pretty good, you got a shot here.
Baseball is the toughest or easiest? Or not easiest?
It's definitely not the easiest. NBA is the easiest.
How would you?
It's not the NBA Hall of Fame.
How do you?
Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I understand that he does. He's big on Melo.
No,
so.
and I get it. To his.
No, it's right. They consider college.
Credit.
They consider Olympic. They consider international. Like, so that is fair. I would say,
Rico, you a big context matters guy? How about his voice just chimed in?
It's the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame.
It sounded very like, this is how it is and like it.
I think
actually.
Yeah, now that I might not have taken you very serious.
Well, you know what? I think there should be just about anybody and everybody that's ever bounced that basketball.
No, I understand there.
Well, you know what, Cletus?
So
it's not a chance that's good. He wasn't a good player. I mean, Bob Cousy was dribbling circles around his ass.
Well, he was a plumber, so.
Oh, come on, Jal.
I think I want to say, so I don't know if baseball is the hardest to get in. I think it is, but
it's definitely the staunchiest.
Yeah, I'll say the voters are the most pretentious.
Yeah.
Like they're the most.
That's a good word.
They're the most precious about the thing, which I appreciate their care, but they also, I think, are pretentious about the wrong things, which makes it difficult.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, the entire sport was on steroids for like 25 years. Like, you can't keep everybody out. And some guys that have been tested positive, we're cool with. Some guys that never tested positive, we get mad at, right? Yeah. David Ortiz is in the Hall of Fame. He was in the Mitchell Report. And I use him because that's a guy I love, right? Barry Bonds never tested positive for anything ever.
Yeah. Would you like to not to Do you know how long it took me to sit
Kobe, that's my point. Yeah, David Ortiz is in.
to figure out that TikTok?
Which one?
The outfielders.
Oh, yeah.
You need to send that to Suave.
I'll send it to Rico so he can put a list
if we
together
have
real quick.
baseball honks,
Yeah.
I only agree. There's only 2 surefire. Everything else I negotiated.
In that group?
Yes. I mean, surefire didn't take me but a millisecond.
So I have one that is totally non-negotiable for me. But
it's Griffey.
Yeah. Okay. We're good.
Yeah.
Because I love that.
He's
guy.
one for me.
Yes. Absolutely.
And
one.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll fill you in. Bonds was the other.
Yes.
Like those are the only
Those
two.
are my
I'm
two
talking,
guys.
Speaking of wet spaghetti noodles, spaghetti noodle arm and all. Ravi sent me this TikTok of
I'm sending it to Rico right now.
Can only take 3
Yeah, you're putting together an outfield from a list of guys
in their prime.
Yeah. I'm going to turn down my phone
So
here
it's
so I can
like
watch.
Trout.
Yeah.
It's like Vladdy. It's like Bonds. It's Griffey. It's
Yeah, so okay, here's the list.
Mookie Betts.
Mike Trout, Griffey, Bonds, Manny Ramirez,
Aaron Judge.
Josh Hamilton, Carlos Beltran, which he does not make the cut. I mean, he was really, really good, but he out of this group.
But I think Beltran. I'm a Beltran.
I know,
honk
but out of
for
this
a
group,
legendary Dodger killer.
Vladimir Guerrero Sr., Ichiro, Ronald Acuna, Tony Gwynn, and Mookie
I felt
Betts.
like Acuna was interesting without an Ohtani.
So I don't think either of those guys have played outfield enough to be included.
Could be. I'll take it.
Like Ohtani's been injured, Acuna's been injured. Like I'm sitting here telling you,
we're still only on a good 7. Is it 7 or 8 strong years for Shohei?
I mean, healthy years.
Yeah,
I'll look it up here because he's. I mean, a couple of those he's like DH too because of the Tommy Johns and whatnot. And listen, I've sat here and said, and I truly believe Shohei Ohtani is the most talented baseball player that's ever lived, but like overall baseball player. But I don't think he has played enough outfield to be in that group.
How many good years?
Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 4 MVPs and a runner-up, so I'm going to call it 5 good years. His 3 before that were 100 games, 40 games. So I'm not going to.
7.
We're counting the 100-game ones?
Do I? Sure.
I mean, that's okay. That's right on the line for me. I think like
you need 9.
Yeah, to be in that group.
Yeah.
So he's not there yet. I meant in terms of the 100-game seasons. Like I feel like I need you to get to 120 for me to be like that's a full year.
Good, Bo Jackson.
Good Lord.
Juan, what are you doing in Mexico? And how'd you get there?
I'm not going to answer that question.
I don't know, Kobe. That's interesting.
What do you say?
That Mookie's a shortstop. I don't think so.
So Mookie is only.
I get how he came up and how the Dodgers used him.
A couple years,
but he's been an outfielder more.
So Mookie's fascinating because
did you remember to say Ichiro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mookie's fascinating because he also obviously he doesn't have the Shohei pitching hitting thing. But for the number of positions that guy's played in an elite level, it's unreal.
Yeah. Hit me on DMs, Juan, because I'm pretty sure I'm following you. I just want to see the escapades. How did you get there? Well, so you just randomly just head to Mexico?
I mean,
no big deal.
I'm sure it was planned in some way.
Yeah, and it's probably safer for him than it is for us. But what?
Why is that?
I mean, you not?
I don't even recognize what we're doing.
I've just been too busy watching all the people at Houston Intercontinental trying to get through.
Dude, what a debacle.
Yeah.
I feel awful.
Why is that?
Because you just want to have a good time. You just want to go watch your boys play, man. You don't want to deal with the drammy.
I tried to tell, it might have been too late in terms of buying tickets. I tried to tell people to fly into Hobby though.
Yeah. There's a couple hobby guys.
Yeah.
There's a couple hobby guys.
Ben says Mookie is my guy. Both my boys were 50 playing baseball.
Yeah, I thought Mookie was interesting for me because he's so gifted.
He's really, really good. I mean,
in good Mookie is really, really hard
me. I love Mookie
to get out.
Yeah, I'm a huge Mookie Betts guy.
I was mad at the Dodgers for having another infield plan. And it was like, really? Like, this is your option with what happened at short?
Yeah. So Mookie didn't play that much second for the Red Sox.
No, I know.
He played a little in 18. And then that's basically
about it there.
in full seasons.
But
he played a little
to
14.
KB's credit,
Mhm.
he
came up
that's how he came.
He came up as an infielder,
Yeah,
100%. That is accurate. Came up as a shortstop primarily,
and he played a mostly infield for the Dodgers last year. But I mean, more outfield. I still don't.
I think he was primarily a shortstop last year. Wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't think I would put Mookie in. It's such a hard group.
It is. But you're talking about.
Were you surprised Josh Hamilton was in?
I mean, peak Josh Hamilton is I think if you're taking him for like 1 year.
You talk about a random guy that I cheer for just because I like
the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Josh Hamilton, you guys would only go out with his wife with a certain amount of money. He paid for everything cash because he was so day to day with his bad choices.
Yeah.
And he's just hitting dongs.
Yeah, I think his moment that most people remember, and this is what makes it hard, is the home run derby against Justin Morneau.
Yeah.
Like that was sort of his like national moment. Mookie does have 4 top 2 MVP finishes.
Pardon?
Mookie has 4 top 2 MVP finishes.
I know.
Like, he's
really good. Yeah. No, I listen, I'm with you. Like you guys, I'm not arguing.
It's a tough group though.
He's shoot, I flirted with Ichiro.
I do think Ichiro is a worthy inclusion on the list, at least, like for consideration.
He was so good defensively too,
and for so long. The guy that we haven't talked about yet that we probably should have, Tony Gwynn, is kind of otherworldly.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about Ichiro,
he's just a fantastic hitter.
Like
maybe the best of the bunch.
Like he's like a savant hitting. Like it's unbelievable.
That was.
He's kind of in that Ichiro mold in terms of how they approach hitting, and we don't talk about Tony Gwynn enough. His numbers, like every time I go down a Tony Gwynn rabbit hole, and it's about like how many times he struck out in his entire career, and how close he came to hitting 400, and his like lifetime batting average, and the way he could just control. You know, they talk about the way he hit a baseball was the way like professional pool players hit in pool, where they're like, that ball's gonna go exactly where I want it to go. You like hit it with the cue, and I'm fascinated by Tony Gwynn. Also, until later in his career, he was a fantastic athlete.
Yeah, he didn't get frumpy booty till later.
But even then, he could still rake. But I mean, the dude literally played Division I basketball. Also, like he was a great athlete.
Yeah.
So you got to give Tony Gwynn a little love here. You know, one of the guys I don't think belongs in terms of overall career.
Don't. Okay.
There's 2, I think.
Trout, Ichiro, Judge. Oh, Judge. Yeah.
And there's one more
because of the longevity.
Yes. And a lot of his.
And he's a late bloomer too. Like Judge did. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's doing most of his work post 30.
Yeah, I think he didn't even break through till like 27.
Okay, so Judge is,
and then one more. This one might surprise you, but it shouldn't if you think about it.
I'm trying to remember what you sent me, but I don't want you to tell me.
Yeah, Judge only has one what I would call great season pre 29.
Okay.
He had a great year as a 25-year-old, but then 112, 102, 228 in terms of games played. One of that's COVID, so not totally his fault.
I'm drawing a blank. I was gonna say Acuna, but he's been hurt so much.
I'll say Acuna is kind of in my hurt category. Doesn't like him and Hamilton are kind of in the same category.
I do like Acuna though.
I do too. Like his top Acuna is incredible.
Yeah.
I think because of how bad Manny was defensively,
Ramirez.
I think it's hard to include him.
Yeah, Man Ram was a menace though.
You
couldn't get him out. Nobody wanted to pitch to him.
I understand. Like
he made Jim Rice look like a nice guy.
I watched all those games. You know that.
Man Ram was.
But we're talking about like in the grand scheme of all these guys, the guy was a disaster defensively.
Yeah.
So I do think that has to be considered. If I'm trying to parse between Ichiro and Tony Gwynn and Mike Trout and some of these guys, Manny sticks out in terms of not being a complete baseball player.
Yes, Headley, we realize there's a Sweet 16 game tomorrow. We have basketball brained this thing out. And now you guys are starting to pee-pee tuck again because it's Iowa. So the only guy that I could see not caving and just sticking out his chest and like, bring it on, would be Kobe.
Yeah.
Because Kobe gives two bleeps. The rest of you guys, oh man, what if he loses to Iowa? Then you just lose.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just let your nuts hang.
I would say you don't get to accomplish great things without putting a little on the line.
Yeah. Sometimes it's your pride.
It is what it is, you know. It is what it is.
Just let Kobe come out of the tunnel. And I got to get back to why Juan is in Mexico.
Adam says, imagine having to pitch to Gwynn, Bonds, and Griffey in the same lineup.
Yeah, that's miserable. You're not getting a lot of outs.
Yeah, it's an impossible. Whoever you pick, really, it's an impossible decision. But yeah, so I thought that was a lot of fun. I just want to know how long we're going to avoid the elephant in the room here with you, DB.
What's that?
I mean, you're looking for a new basketball coach.
I don't know what you're talking about. The Hubert Davis, is he gone?
Hubert Davis got.
I missed that in the news cycle.
Did you?
Yeah.
It was in my rundown.
Yeah, I've never cheered for anybody to get fired, but I cheered.
I mean,
if I just
What do you mean?
Now, I think that had to. If you were even wavering, how he handled that did not give you a vote of confidence on any writing of the ship.
If you were on the fence at all, that pushed you right over to like, yep, I think it's time.
What'd I do, BP? I don't think, did I group BP in something? He said, we ain't, look. Oh, so man, he might not be PP tucking either.
Yeah.
He said, we ain't effing losing. I was telling TK, we went through this long, windy thing about the line and stuff. And I'm like, for as much, and I get Iowa City was a little dicey, but for as much game control as it appears Nebraska has, they just seem like the better team.
I do think Nebraska's better.
So
now again, Florida was better than Iowa also.
Yeah, no, I get it. But we all agreed, like a first time Iowa visual is hard.
Yes. So that's the big difference in this one, I think, between Nebraska and Florida. Both teams that I think are better than Iowa is Nebraska has seen this before and kind of knows what to expect.
Yeah.
When you get hit with that version of a team for the first time, it can be discombobulating. Like, that's why I was concerned about Florida from the jump.
Discombobulating.
Okay, it's a little.
You said okay.
Whoa, you know, whoa. I was concerned about Florida from the jump when this came out. I think Nebraska fans should be thrilled to be playing Iowa because they know they're capable of beating them. There will be no shock value there at all. And you just go in and say, hey, this is a team we've beat and a team that we think we're better than.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited, man.
Like, go get it. Ken Palm's got this thing as Nebraska by 3. Like, I feel good.
Exciting.
He's got him.
I don't care. Hey, he could have them by just win.
Yeah. No, I mean, in terms of like the line movement, I'm not concerned about the line movement.
Yeah.
I think that's a Vegas thing. That's a
win,
better
baby.
thing. I'm not worried about it.
I love that voice. We've got him today, don't we?
Yeah, we got
That's the dagger in the 10th.
We got KC at 9.
You talk about fluid. You ask him. I don't want to ask him.
Yeah.
Ask KC if he's stressed about the spring game. Just phrase it.
Oh, that's a deep
KC,
drive.
man, DB. See, you're kind of like a pro's pro. You like game prep. Like, this is going to be your first spring game. Like, how are we feeling?
Yeah.
And just see what he says.
We'll see what we do.
Because the crew is all over the place. Benny Mack and those guys who doesn't usually do spring because of baseball has got Indiana at 2. Jess is in Houston. Like, he's got to babysit me. It's first format. The players don't even know what the spring game format is yet. They just know they want it to look like football. This is we just know at 8:15 on Saturday we're rolling.
TK, I actually agree. I think the more you play Iowa, the better you can play against them. I think that's accurate.
What's that?
TK says Nebraska is clearly the better team. The more you play Iowa, the better you can play against them. I actually agree with that.
A Corn Raider, I agree with that about Vandy too. That's why matchups are so critical.
Yeah, Vandy, I think, is a better team than Iowa.
No. He's talking about if they would have seen Vandy versus, how they played against Florida.
Sorry, Hot Danger said Vandy is better than Iowa.
Was it hot?
Well, there's two different. Hot Danger said Vanderbilt is a much better team than Iowa. Then Corn Raider said, I don't think Iowa would have beat Vandy.
Yeah.
Both, I believe, are accurate.
Why would Kansas City be stressed about the spring game? Oh, Kobe.
Oh, that's a deep drive.
Kobe. Speaking of which, deep drives, Nebraska, another mid win.
Got taken care of business.
Hey, so Shane, what if Matt Versa's sister Megan is now become the ambassador for opening day at Wrigley with the fellas? You think we should call Megan tomorrow and like Chicago? Cool. I don't know if she'd do it though.
Are they in Chicago?
She's leaving today.
Yeah.
Would the fellows do it?
Mike might. My guy Mike.
Yeah.
Big banker Mike. The dude is solid. Dude, he checks on me like once a month.
We can give it a shot.
What would Megan get on the horn hammered?
That would be awesome.
I mean, because we know Matt's had some doozies.
Does she drink Pedialyte?
She's such an all natural.
Didn't he come to us from didn't he video in from the bar last year?
Yeah, because
the bar they were at?
Yeah, because he had the poops the night before, remember? Yeah, he was doing bad. And he got there early. Does she drink Pedialyte? I'll ask her. She asked me about my egg game. If I needed any eggs. She said Nancy's got me. I'm going to ask her.
Headley says, I've got Nebraska by a baker's dozen. Oh, that's aggressive.
Baker's
was
13?
Yeah.
I think the only person I'm really listening to right now that's kind of on a roll with weird picks is Corn Raider.
Yeah.
I mean, Nebraska gets busy or they lose, right? You don't see Nebraska winning a close one?
I don't think that's true.
There was a stretch for like 8 minutes at PBA where I was like, why isn't this like this all the time?
Sure.
That's what I think they're capable of.
I agree.
When I listen to a guy like Just say, like, a lot of the guys on Iowa's team can't shoot.
Yeah.
Koch. I was going to say Freakvogel, but this isn't the Big East.
Vulgaris.
And how about that?
I mean, so here are the numbers, right? On Iowa shooting the ball. Sturtz is at 36% at super high volume. Vulgaris, the hero of the round of 32, is at 33%. He is one of only 3 guys that have over 100 attempts on the year. So we're only talking about 3 attempts a game, basically.
Yeah.
Cooper Koch shoots it at 40% on good volume.
Oh, he's unconscious.
Yeah,
that dude shoots that thing.
40% on 4.5 attempts per game, just under 5 attempts per game. Everybody else is like Banks shoots it super well. He's only taken 40 all year. He takes 1 a game.
Yeah.
Shoots it at 45%, but shoots it super well.
I know, Hot. That's the problem because he's been in such a funk. He might be due.
Who?
Sturtz.
Maybe. But I also, again, I kind of agree with TK that the more that you've played Iowa, the harder, I think the easier it is on you. I think the harder you can make it on them. I think it's like once you understand 100% what they want to do, how they're trying to play, you can. I also think because of the way they limit possessions, I think you can take some chances early on in your defensive possessions to try and turn them over because they're just not going to compromise shooting the ball before 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
I know it.
You know what I mean?
I know
so like
it.
you can kind of gamble a little bit early if you want to trap early, if you want to run some of that 1-3-1 again. Like I think you can give yourself some opportunities to make their life difficult. And again, I don't even know. The Sturtz thing is difficult because I don't even know how much of it that he's been in a funk so much as against better teams, he's going to be forced to take really bad shots. So like, is he off or is he just not getting the looks that he did against worse teams? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I don't like if Nebraska plays well defensively, I don't know that I expect Sturtz to like break out of a funk. Like, yes, he's generally going to go better than 0 for 9, regardless of the shots he's taking. But like, I think I said this on Monday. I'd have been shocked if he went more than 3 for 9, just based on the quality of looks.
Yeah.
You know, and so that I don't think that kills you if you're Nebraska.
Don't bring that up, Big Red Gun, because I remember there was a stretch. I think it was in the group text, and I was like, "Yeah, Banks is their best athlete," because he's like, Banks killed Nebraska on the boards last time, and that was in the group text. I was like, can we get a body on that guy? And he's clearly the most athletic.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's particularly close.
Never mind. TK says Sturtz doesn't score more than 20. Have you seen the player props? TK's the only one probably surfing through that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Has
to.
Ken, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody spell bejesus. That is a classic. You think that's right? It's made up, so he can be what he wants.
I think I've seen it spelled with a B-E before.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's not yelling at me. Ken's usually yelling at me. Ken, why are we yelling?
Yeah, I would agree, Ken. The rebounding is definitely a thing that Nebraska has to clean up, but they cleaned it up against Iowa the second time.
And I believed it was even, right? Was it like 37 apiece or something like that?
I think so. I'd have to double check here. But that's one where
it's a big red good.
Oh, look at that. I already had the box score up. Good for me. It was
Jesus.
25-24. So Iowa had a 1 rebound edge.
Yeah.
The first time they had 2 rebound edge in offensive rebound. So like those are numbers you can absolutely live with.
So there it is. I knew TK just didn't pull that number out of his rear bunda. FanDuel has Sturtz at 19. The dude is amazing. When you're not trying to put people in jail, TK, and be a good husband, like, are you just combing through props and lines?
Oh yeah, he's a total degenerate.
Gotta be. I thought Aaron.
He texts me about random stuff all the time.
I thought Aaron was like my only real degenerate who would find like wrestling lines and women's hoops and
TK will bet on anything.
It's weird.
Yeah, Bruin Steve, that's how I've seen it spelled as well. The B-E and then Jesus.
Todd, the answer to that question is yes. Like, not he specifically has one, but I think everybody's seen a front bunda before. Just saying, the ones that look like the little thingy McNumbers.
I'm just gonna ignore you right now. Corn Runner says, "Okay, completely ignorant question. Does Nebraska switching to the zone at the end of the Vandy game?
They played some against Iowa
to prepare any differently.
They played some against Iowa though. They showed Iowa some zone.
Yeah, it was the different zone though.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was.
Yeah.
I got the whole breakdown from Coach.
Did you?
Coach Linzer. He's so good.
What do we got? What do you tell us?
I'm not putting his business.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I asked Megan about it. She said on the radio. I should say your brother did it.
Yeah. So I think the 1-3-1 could be interesting against Iowa.
So he says they had some variations from it too.
Yeah.
So
you can decide.
He said they'd only sprinkled it in a couple times all season.
Yeah. So which is what we had thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the variations, you can do a couple different things on the 1-3-1. You can play it straight up. You can trap kind of high corners. You can trap low corners. I think the reason it would sort of make sense if you saw it a little bit against Iowa is because you just have a couple guys you're trying to not shoot the ball, right? If you don't want Sturtz to shoot the ball, you don't want Koch to shoot the ball, and you probably kind of live with everybody else.
All right. What did he said, if you want Koch to hit 5 corner threes to 1-3-1. Yeah. But they have that 2-3-ish one that they threw at Illinois.
It also depends on which variation of the 1-3-1 they throw out there, Big Red Gun, because you can trap those corners if you want to.
Yeah, with the wings.
Yeah, if you're because theoretically
you should be able to get there.
You should be able to get there, and you should be able to track Sturtz with your top guy if they decide to split their shooters.
Oh, but you know what's going to happen?
What's that?
Is they'll use your boy. They'll wing Koch and Fulgaris.
He's 33% on the year. Would you just is Fulgaris the guy that you're like, hey, if you beat us, we live with that? If they're beating you on your like traditional defense, like at 32, 33%, like that's kind of That's out of the group. That's the guy you want taking the shots.
Hey, listen, Channel 3, Sean, I am right there with you. We would be like Spider-Man. Wait, this one?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man handshake meme. Because he is.
Spider-Man.
I've been holding on to that one for like 2
Jeez,
months.
man, just had that thing queued up. What a goofball. I watched him go ham for Drake. Now, I know what you're going to say because you're a hoops head. You're going to be like, different conference, different caliber of player.
Mm-hmm.
He might just be wearing down. This is the Big Ten.
Sure.
But this is not uncommon for him. It's not common against this caliber of competition.
Yes.
So maybe that's what he's referring to.
You could have made the same argument last year, moving up from D2 to D1.
But he carried Drake.
He did. But it's another jump from Missouri Valley every night to Big Ten every night. Like, I get it.
How's this dude just going to have a Spider-Man drop?
That was weird. I'm going to be honest with you. That caught me off guard.
He's like, oh, man.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
It's just weird out here, man. You know?
It's just wild.
I don't even know. I don't even recognize what we're doing.
It's fine.
That's
Rico,
that's an elite poll.
it was right on cue. Rico, will you be eating at the sports bar while the game is going, or are you just a spectator?
We'll be eating. I'm gonna see if I can bring the wife and kids down.
Wait. Oh, you need her permission. I just
need
no.
I don't. I just need to see if she wants to.
Oh, he phrased it weird, like you had to ask Sasha or Bill or Chris or somebody. Hey, can I bring my fam?
Yeah, or like your parole officer or something. Like,
whoa.
I don't know. It's like asking permission for stuff. Like, hey, can I leave the area?
You don't seem much like a crime committer, Suave.
Not anymore.
Oh,
we're on the straight and narrow.
Huh. Might be a commercial break.
Might have to dig into that one a little bit deeper.
Husker Gnome, I think we should play the YouTube clip from your tweet yesterday. He's like, hey, you guys can use this for the Iowa game. Juan, don't distract me because I haven't checked my messages to see why the heck you're where you are. And did you set the chat thing so you can send me a DM?
Yeah, you have to if half of the equation.
Oh, no, I got it.
If half the equation is switched over to chat and the other one hasn't.
Holy smokes. Are you kidding me?
What?
Bruh, take your boy with you. Look at this guy. He's living his best life.
What do we got here?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm scared of those.
You don't want to be in a hot air balloon?
Frick, no.
No, I'm not about that life.
Dude.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, Juan. You can definitely afford to bring me good tequila. Okay, that's what we do. Man, good for you.
He had good seats at the Supernovas game where I saw him.
Shoot. Juan might be low-key like Ann Banks. Sitting on something fat. Okay, Juan. Exactly, Kobe.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there, Kobe.
And certainly not getting in a hot air balloon.
0% chance.
I mean, that would be last.
That's helicopter's pretty high.
Yeah, helicopter's not for your boy.
Helicopter's pretty high on the absolutely never
helicopter
ever.
Greater than hot air balloon though. Oh, listen.
You think?
Come on, man. What do you think safer, an Apache? Well, a non-war engaged Apache or a hot air balloon? It's not even close.
I mean, I bet fewer people die in hot air balloons than helicopters.
I think it has something to do with what you use Apaches for. Well, have you not seen Joe Dirt? You could be anywhere.
Yeah, but are you going to die? You might land anywhere, but are you going to die? That's the question.
Fudge.
I don't know. I'm
but Lee, that's because of volume. Everybody drives. Only a few people get in hot air balloons. He said the Nova seats was a fluke. His friends had season tickets.
Oh, there you go.
Juan, what part of Mexico is that? That thing not doing rappelling either. That is way last.
I have some helicopter and hot air balloon stats for you.
All right, what do we got?
Do tell.
Helicopters generally have a higher number because of the volume, but commercial ballooning has a higher rate of accidents, 10 times more likely than helicopters, but often result in injuries rather than deaths.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not a thrill seeker.
I'm not either.
Except for sharks. But that's not a thrill because I told you I can talk to sharks.
Based on the stats, then I agree with you. I will do a helicopter. I don't love either, though. I'm going to be honest. They're both very low on my list of things to do.
Yeah, I think most things in the air, I'm probably out.
Yeah, no, thank you. Pass.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Those are beautiful pictures.
Bruin Steve, I'm not rappelling. I'm not skydiving. I'm not bungee jumping. I'm not doing any of that.
No.
Not doing any of that.
I still want to know what part of Mexico that is. How pretty are those falls?
I mean,
I'm totally. What did the kids say? Jelly? I'm jelly.
I'm not a nature guy.
I'm so shocked.
I
am so shocked. I'm not a nature guy. You just want your cabana,
Not
your
even when you're
boat
on
shoes.
Not even when you're on the boat.
Honestly,
parasailing is a little scary. I did that.
Definitely not parasailing.
And I was like, hey, I'm only 14. This is Cocoa Beach. Do not get me up there that high. And I was low-key maybe crying.
Juan put a name in there. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Wait, Tolatongo. Hot Water Springs.
I don't think that's how it's pronounced.
I don't have his accent.
I wasn't talking about the accent. There wasn't a G in there.
There is too.
There's in what Juan said?
Dude, are you special? TOLANTONGO.
Wait,
like
we're looking
bingo.
at different messages.
This one, Hot Water Springs, numbnuts.
Oh, I'm looking. Look, he's going. He says the hot air balloons were at TEOTIHUACAN.
Yeah, there's the
Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan.
What?
Teotihuacan.
This is where we need one. Emmett, yeah. Listen, I don't need to be tough with that. Like, if you want me to be a weenie, I am your wienerberry, huckleberry, or whatever. What?
I'm your wienerberry. That's a weird.
Because huckleberry didn't make sense, but I just meant to say I'll be your wiener. Or.
Do you want me to play break music?
I think it might be time for a break, Shane.
Are we gonna rank the coaches?
Lee says as long as you're moving forward, pretty safe. But
wait, which part is he talking about? Hot air balloons?
Yeah, he goes, air balloons scare me because of the amount of time it would take to die. I feel like, have you seen that scene in Austin Powers where the thing's going super slow at it, and he's just like, no, like that's how I feel like a hot air balloon would be.
He does kind of strike me as, I don't know about a thrill seeker, but he is kind of crazy.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Eric, I would not jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Absolutely not.
No. Well, why would you jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
Absolutely not.
Like
Anybody I've ever talked to that's like an Air Force or naval aviator, they're like, no, you're out of your mind. I'm never jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. I'm only jumping out of an airplane if I've been shot.
TK, I keep telling you guys, sharks they're not going to try to eat me. They're going to be super fine.
I can't give you any trouble on the shark thing because I genuinely believe that, like,
there's an art to it.
If a wolf or a bear rode up in here, they just sense that I've got like good animal vibes and they'd be like, oh, he's cool.
Oh, you and the bear just chilling?
You're both so ridiculous.
What do you mean?
If a wolf came up here, I could 100% charm a wolf. That's basically a dog.
If a wolf came up here and decided that it wanted a piece of your arm, I don't care how much you love dogs. That arm is gone.
It'd be fine. I'd be like, what? But he wouldn't decide he wants a part of my arm to get the vibes.
So wait a minute.
He would not. He would get the vibes that you smell good. Got a little seasoning in you.
No. He'd be like,
why? A little what?
A little seasoning in him.
He flipped on me. We call that, the kids call that code switching.
Give him some of that W sauce.
Oh, that's for sure.
baby.
That's what it sounds
I
like.
have a question.
Seasoning in you.
I have a question though.
And Damon, you be messing around too much. You have a little cut on your finger. All of a sudden, you lose a hand.
I do have one too.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
How about this raggly ass Band-Aid?
I think you'd be okay as long as it's not a bull sharks. Bull sharks are mean.
So they are. Rico, do you have more confidence in the volatility? Which do you have the least amount of confidence in? A wolf, a bear, or let's say a great white?
A bear.
Like you think the bear would be the most unpredictable?
Yes.
Say a wolf, a bear, or a great. Well, it depends. Is it brown bear or black bear? Black bears are chill. Brown bears are crazy.
Yeah, pretty chill.
Polar bears hunt humans for sport.
They're one of the
If
only.
you see a polar bear, it's been smelling you for miles. Like it's been following.
And what are you going to hide behind?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Especially the three of us. I mean,
there's a town in
in a polar bear's natural habitat, you, me, and Rico are not hiding. There is zero camouflage.
You know, a polar bear's skin is actually black.
You would be bundled up.
In what? Your face isn't going to show?
But so would the other people.
I'm just saying. Shane would blend in a hell of a lot better than we would.
Fun fact: polar bear's skin actually black.
I know.
But no, the bear is the most volatile. But either way, if a wolf decides it wants to bite you, if a bear or shark, it's going to happen.
I think
there's no talking your way out of it. There's no good vibing your way out of it.
I disagree.
Being Aquaman than flipping the Revenant.
I mean, bear is definitely a better chance with a wolf than a bear.
I think bears would be terrifying.
Black bears are genuinely pretty chill, though.
We were in Bear Mountain too at West Point.
Yeah,
and I kept saying I wanted to see the bears.
Black bears are pretty chill.
What if it's like a grizzly or a Kodiak?
If you get a grizzly,
if it's a Kodiak, it's over.
If you get a grizzly, you're in trouble.
Yeah, they can tree climb too, so I'm out.
And grizzlies are kind of have a mean disposition. Black bears are kind of like
I was just getting ready to say, Sadie, like I hit that 30 mile an hour for like 10 feet.
You got
the rule of thumb with bears is if it's black, fight back, which I don't like, but that's what they say.
Yeah, it is. If it's
black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down.
Yeah, with bears.
Yeah,
because black bears are pretty.
Where's wetting the bed and all that?
If it's white,
you could do. Yeah, it's true. If it's white, you just
we're Team Tinkle, and I'm be like,
if it's white, good night. That's what they say.
I broke my leg and pissed down the other one. That's DB.
Hey, what are you gonna do? You're just prolonging the inevitable. Yeah, and I don't want to live in the woods. No. So you're just gonna have to get me.
I'm not living in the woods for sure.
Pissed down my leg and I injured the other one.
Just don't be like, if you're gonna do it, just get the kill shot and don't play with it and maul me and just get the neck and be done.
Ken, you don't have to say good boy. They sense your vibes. I think you guys are underestimating the instinctual ability of animals. They know who's for them and who's not.
Ravi said, I think you're underestimating the power of vibes, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything in the dog or cat family.
So what does that go? Like, hey, you know me, we're boys.
No, you just kind of don't make eye contact. You let them sniff you a little bit. You know?
Oh, like this one here?
Yeah, you just let them sniff you a little bit.
And you know what happens is you pull your hand back and it's gone.
That's not true. Wolves aren't inherently trying to eat you, man.
That's
the thing about most animals. Like even predators, most of them are not like, hey, I'm just here to like bleep stuff up.
Yeah.
Like most of them are just like trying to do their own thing, whatever. You don't bother them, they don't bother you. And so like you kind of let it sniff you out. No, you're not a threat. You're cool.
Have you not seen The Gray? Which was one of the stupid, most frustrating endings of all time.
Fictional movie.
Okay, it could happen.
It's based on a true story.
You're going to use The Gray against me, but if I throw Jaws, at you, you'll be like, that's not how sharks really are.
Dirt, and you had no problems, and I say The Gray, which is actually probably more probable, and it's a movie.
What was the Joe Dirt? Hot air balloons?
Yes,
that's probably more accurate. I was under the impression Joe Dirt's a documentary. Is that not true?
I don't know. Do you choke Linda Lovelace? Shane, we better cue the music.
Getting sauce like a stir fry.
Okay, hold on. Since we're being weird anyway, did you hear?
We're not being weird.
Yeah, we're having a weird conversation, so I'm going to lean into this here. Did you hear? This was the headline yesterday.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna. This is going nowhere good. At 8:00, we're gonna talk to Brian Christopherson, and in the next 10 minutes, we're gonna get weird. So there was
mountain lions.
Yes. Well, this is the headline. It's on ESPN.com. This is a sports story. There was a quadruple amputee cornhole player.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Who is shot a man while driving his car.
Yep.
Listen, I am very sorry for the person that is dead. Like, obviously, that's very sad.
Quadruple, though.
But I have so many questions of how this is even possible.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time researching last night just because the first part is I was like, how does this man play professional cornhole? And I got to say, it's pretty impressive. He does like a pinch because it's above the elbow.
Yeah.
Like it is. He does like a pinch, and then he sort of like thrusts on the leg nubs and propels the beanbag, which is
really good.
Very impressive.
I think you're down. I think he's a champion. I think that's.
So they kept calling him a champion. I couldn't find like a record or anything. I assume he won tournaments at some point.
Yeah, I'm going to call him a champion. He deserves that at least.
Professional champion cornhole player. So, incredible that he figured out how to throw a beanbag with the elbows and the hip thrust, basically. So here's my question. I know they have lots of devices to help people who are otherly abled be able to drive cars, right? Here's where the questions start. Okay? He's driving a car, which I have to imagine as a quadruple amputee, whatever devices they have takes a lot of whatever faculties you have left. That seems like a fair assumption?
I would agree with that. Me and my wife talked about this for like an hour and a half yesterday.
You got to be pretty locked in if you have zero appendages left to drive a car.
DB, I already tried it. I don't know how it works.
Right? And he's
I think everybody did.
Like pretty close to the hip too. Here's the part where I'm having a hard time though. Let's say we grant him the driving of the car somehow.
Mm-hmm.
How in the holy hell did he pull and fire a gun whilst driving a car?
So I saw a video of him shooting a gun.
You guys are
and it's pretty smooth.
No, but how does he pull the gun? It was the gun just like, did he have it while he was driving?
No, he probably put it in park and he was like,
no, it said it was while he was driving.
He did. The guy was in the passenger seat also. The guy who shot.
Also, if you're the guy in the passenger seat,
you got enough time.
Here's the guy. If you're the guy in the passenger seat, I'm assuming best case scenario, the gun's like on his lap and not like in a holster, because that just doesn't even seem possible, right? How long would it have to have taken him to pull the gun on you that you can't just be like, no?
Maybe
it had to have been one of those.
Maybe
it had to have been one of those
did
situations.
like a little nub shot.
I tried this with a Nerf gun in the office yesterday.
You know what I mean?
Like
hold on.
No, sit down, put that in your lap, then try and pick it up, and then try and shoot me. No, try and pick it up. He wasn't holding it like that while he was driving. You know that. Now see if you can fire it at me. I'm going to block my face, but pew! You can't just make the noise.
Shot.
I don't know.
I've never wanted dash cam footage so bad in my life.
I've never wanted to be on a jury so bad in my life. I'd raise my hand and the judge would be like, you can't do that. I'd be like, but I got questions.
I mean, if you're his defense attorney,
that is so bad.
If you're his defense attorney, aren't you just like, hey, show me how a quadruple amputee drives a car and pulls a gun at the same time?
No, Ravi, the first thing you do as a defense attorney is say there's no fingerprints on the gun. You can't prove my client fired it.
What?
Read Juan's.
What did Juan say? Here's
scroll up.
Here's my other question, okay? So, and maybe this is less sensitive than the rest of this chat has been, which is
just
Juan, where you go?
Out of control.
Oh no, was it
this one?
Oh, Juan. I mean, maybe. So here's my other question here is, and I think I accidentally put a comment on the screen. If you guys can get rid of that, I have no idea how to do that. So here's my other question: This is going to be a hard defense, despite the fact that it seems impossible for a quadruple amputee to both drive a car, pull a gun, and shoot someone all at the same time.
There were two people in the back seat.
So that's the problem. There were two witnesses in the back seat to see this all play out. So he's like, in no pun intended, he's dead to rights in terms of this trial. My question is,
doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Rico. And again, I feel very bad that someone is dead here. But my question is, in what world are there three people who are like, yes, let's let the quadruple amputee drive?
They might have been inebriated or something.
It was his car.
But if he had a license, he could drive.
Listen,
it was his car. It's probably the stuff that allows him to drive.
License to kill.
There's some doctors that graduated med school. I'm still not going to see them. Just because you're allowed doesn't mean I'm signing up for that.
He shot the guy and asked the two people in the backseat to help him dispose of the body, and they were both like, no.
I'm glad you brought this up because yes, that's the story, that the two people in the backseat, but then the body somehow ends up in a yard somewhere. So either he figured out a way to pull the body out of the car by himself, or he found someone else to help him get the body out of the car.
Josh has a good point. Maybe it was a Tesla.
Oh, it's just like self-driving?
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
I don't think.
I mean, that's plausible.
I don't think professional cornhole players make that much money, but maybe they do. Maybe they do.
Maybe he was drifting and had the door open and just.
So that's what I thought about. Maybe he like popped the door open and just like Tokyo drifted the body out of it.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, there's an accomplice to murder out there.
Yeah.
That helped him get the body out of the car.
Was he an Uber driver?
I don't think so. It seems like he knows these people.
Okay.
That's what we know. He's not armed and dangerous anymore.
Really? I do wonder how does the right to bear arms apply in this situation?
He has the right to bear arms. BEAR.
Maybe he was out there in the woods.
They did not pick up his good
how to get him
vibes.
to Simba Donna
Summer. I have a lot of questions. I think the logistics don't make any sense. I
can't wait for this trial.
Honestly, if
I need TK to look into.
If that's not on True TV, I don't know what we're doing. Like, if we don't,
I need Spike TV back immediately.
Yes, Spike would have.
You guys know you buried the lead that ESPN used it as like a sports story because he was an accomplished cornhole player.
Yeah, no, that's where I found it, was on ESPN.
Yeah, no, it's like, is this guy on the Ocho? Might have been.
Well, they did a feature on him in 2023.
Yeah.
They're like, this is incredibly and inspire. And it was until he murdered someone.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, if you take out the illegality and the immorality of murdering someone, pulling this off might be his most inspirational feat. This is unbelievable.
You can do anything, kids.
Literally.
Giblets has issues. Every day he says something crazy.
Tyga, that's a good question. How does an unarmed person shoot an unarmed person? There has to be a movie about this at some point, right? There has to be. Just if no other reason, so we can see a reenactment of how this happened.
I need a Kleenex.
I think we're going to take a break. We got Brian Christopherson coming up next. That's DB. I'm Ravi, Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Edwards Hyundai. Save up to $7,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy all-wheel drive. March Mania deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Score big with these savings. Or finance the 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive at 0% for 72 months, starting at just $461 a month. Getaway deals this good won't last. Head to Edwards Hyundai today.
I mean, it's just kind of surreal. You know, you didn't expect that. and Iowa's been a tough opponent, so there's a little bit of like, do you want to play them again? But at the same time, it's going to be a really fun game, and obviously the fans are going to be juiced up, and it just brings even a little more juice to a game that already would have had a ton of it. Yeah, I mean, good teams are always adapting their game plans, but you know kind of the basis of what they do, so that's nice. But I'm sure they're going to throw some new stuff at us, and you have to just be ready for anything. It's huge. I think the team that's going to be more physical is going to have the best chance to win this game, and that's been the thing the entire year. I thought Vandy was more physical than us in the last game, and we were lucky to overcome that with a rim out at the buzzer. So, yeah, we have to get back to being better at being the more physical team, and it's going to be tough against a really physical team like Iowa.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Here is Husker 24/7 senior writer, Brian Christopherson.
Yeah, you got guys walking into Ace Hardware without their shirts on.
Brian Christopherson.
We got a pretty good sewing circle in this state.
Brian Christopherson.
To me, it's like crunch time, baby.
Here is Brian Christopherson.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Brian Christopherson from Husker 24/7. BC, what's going on?
Oh, quite a lot. How are you guys?
BC, before we get started, I already probably know the answer to this. What's the most thrill-seeking-ish thing you've tried to do? And I don't mean like golf in 38-degree weather or, high winds, but like thrill-seeking, where there was a smidge of danger involved.
Try to drive to Houston, Texas, 14, 15 hours over the next day and a half. Make sure I'm in the arena by 3:30 p.m. Thursday. That's probably it.
When are you leaving?
Right after this.
Really? Ready to go?
Yeah.
What's the rent? What rental did you get?
It's Hertz. I go through our company. It's whatever gives me the best price. And got one here on 84th and Holdridge. I'll be right to the interstate. I'll Waverly exit off the I-80 and off I go. I guess the route might be different. I haven't looked at what my best route is.
How'd the Ridgeline?
Go ahead.
How'd the Ridgeline treat you?
Oh, that was nice. I was surprised. I didn't like it when he pulled up and was like, "Hey, you're going to be driving a truck down to Oklahoma City." I did not. We do actually own a truck because my wife, before she married me, bought a camper, and then I destroyed those dreams of hers of like going out and like just sitting out with the dogs and enjoying nature, and I never did it. So we're going to be selling the camper and then in turn the truck, which we needed for the camper. But yes, I am a truck guy, I should say. So I knew how to handle the Ridgeline. But yeah, that was like driving my Toyota RAV pretty much. Not bad.
All right.
I wouldn't have guessed you as a truck guy.
So I'm a truck guy. Who's going to be left at the spring game, BC?
Brunts will be there. Brunts and 6 8 of his closest friends. I mean, it depends what happens Thursday. Let's hope it's a small gathering, right? I mean, that's what I'm hoping for.
Me too.
And it'll be well covered. The guys who will be there will do their job, and I'll be watching it from afar too. So not that I'm needed to put like a period on the end of the sentence about how it went, but there'll be enough hands on deck.
11 a.m. or BTN. It's exciting. I think I'm kind of excited.
I am too. I don't think we're capable here of walking and chewing gum at the same time, I think, in this state. And I don't think we have to pick one or the other. I sometimes hear people like, who cares about the spring game? It's like, you can do both. It's in the schedule to work out both, you know?
I think a lot of people do. Why do we have such fan-on-fan crime, BC? We're all at the same school.
I don't know. I mean, you can enjoy both events, and it's actually going to be, I think, a pretty interesting spring game as spring games go. I get it is what it is, but new quarterbacks, you know, a new quarterback in Calandria, a lot of, I think, kind of interesting guys out of the portal. And beside that, I think there's just a lot of, like, you know, third year type players that are sort of, hey, it's my time. I'm kind of pushing to be more involved here on the 2 deep, and you know, things like this are a big deal for them. So yeah, I actually think there'll be some, I don't know how much of it's going to feel like real football to people or not, but I think there's going to be more of that than we've seen in the past. Certainly more than last year when guys were riding the mechanical bull or whatever, trying to lasso it. I'm glad we're doing something different this year, kind of back to the old days.
All right, BC. So you're headed down to Houston imminently. As you're heading down there, what are some of the things you're thinking about in terms of Nebraska versus Iowa Part 3, just from the actual basketball standpoint? We'll get into storylines and stakes here in a minute, but as you're thinking about just the third iteration of this basketball game between these two things, what are the things you're starting to think about?
It's sort of the same 3 to 4 staples you always think about with this particular Husker team, and probably most basketball games, but they're so good when, like, the hands are active from everybody and you feel like everybody's getting in on the deflection action. And if you go back to the second Nebraska-Iowa game, as uncomfortable as Iowa made Nebraska and Iowa City, and I know Combs and Koch went off in Lincoln, but Nebraska turned them over 19 times. And I'm not saying they're going to do that again, but I think this defense and their swarming capabilities has the capability to create a turnover advantage that hopefully gives you the points off turnover edge, which I think could be a huge factor in this game. The other thing I'm really curious about is sort of the chess match between the two staffs of how Nebraska chooses to defend Sturtz throughout the game and how Iowa counters it. You know, if you think about the game in Lincoln, as McCollum comes into the post game, he's like, they just threw the works at Sturtz and they held him to 10 shots. Of course, that opened up some opportunities for a guy like Cale Combs and others. But I'm curious, like, what change-ups there are from what Nebraska did defensively that I thought was really effective and a smart plan in Lincoln, but maybe you don't want to just run out the exact same map on defense that you had last game. So that's interesting to me. And then the third thing is it's the boards. I mean, it's Iowa. You got to give them their due. They beat up Florida on the offensive glass. I wouldn't say beat up, but they won it 10-9. And then, they beat Nebraska 12-2 on the O glass in Iowa City. And that was kind of the difference, because they're a frustrating team to begin with, because they will hold that ball, as Ravi, till like there's 5 on the shot clock. It really gets in your head and is annoying when you have to defend them 2 or 3 times and they keep taking the shot clock down.
So, BC, when you're kind of looking at, if we think Nebraska's, they split head to head and one went to overtime, even though Nebraska blew the big lead. So that is what it is with these two teams. Do your eyes tell you one way or another that this is about, if this team does this, then they should win? Like, if you feel like, because I get the consensus is Nebraska's the better team, but if we feel like that because of the rankings and the metrics and all that, what is it that they have to do?
If Nebraska takes care of the ball, keeps the turnovers at like even 8 or 9, I think they'll win. Obviously, a lot of these things can come down to, and it does feel to me like just the history of watching the NCAA tournament. There's always like a 6:30 game on Thursday where one team just does not handle sort of the whatever it is that goes into the second week well, right? Like there's always sort of this game that's like 68-56 on Thursday night, at 6:30 where one team has some guys who had a great first weekend, but then they go 2 of 13. So, I mean, it's really simplistic stuff, but is Price going to be on? Price against Iowa, the first game, they mugged him. They tried to do everything they can to like not give him space to even chew gum. I thought he actually made some really tough shots considering the second game. He actually got better looks in Lincoln. He was like, let me look at it. 5 of 13 and 2 of 7 beyond the arc in the game in Lincoln. And he had better space and openings. And so if Nebraska can get what they sort of got at PBA for him, I'm hopeful that he's going to knock down just a couple more. I was really encouraged in OKC because I feel like all the things that we beat with the hammer for like a month and a half, there was sort of some progress in those areas, right? Like whatever your critique was, if you decided to go on the Jamarcus route and say, okay, that's where they got to fix it, or Burke or Rink's got to step out and hit some, or whatever. It's got to look more fluid from him. Well, against Troy, Rink had 7 assists. And then he hits 3 threes, in the first half of that game the other night. And then obviously Frager, I thought the last 10 minutes of the game against Troy, he got some mojo when he got that dunk and hit a couple threes, and it carried over the next game. And you would think that's a guy who's walking pretty tall now that, he just made a play that we're going to see till he's an old man. That play is going to get replayed around here till young Frager is old Frager. So hopefully that gives those guys sort of a trampoline into these games.
Like Yoda, Master BC. Old Frager now. BC, I'm sorry. BC, is this more, in your opinion, are you going to leave this kind of to the eye of like, oh, it'll be interesting how this game is officiated? Or are you saying, hey, look, Nebraska, you better just match their physicality?
Match physicality. Don't count on anything with the officiating. It'd be nice if they had a little tighter whistle on freedom of movement for Price. Obviously, everybody knows that. But you can't anticipate you're going to get anything. And just on the glass, going to have to be a 5-as-1 dedication to cleaning up defensive possessions. This group will get stops. They always do.
Yeah.
Can they clean them up? Unlike what they did in Iowa City. The thing about the game in Iowa was the stats were horrid for Nebraska. I mean,
but even worse for Iowa shooting wise.
Yeah. And well, I was kind of getting to that is that basically that game, as bad as it felt for Nebraska, and under 25%, beyond 3 and all that, it comes down to that sequence where they called like a over and back on Jamarcus, remember?
Yeah.
And then I think it was Frager maybe who had the bad pass where he tried to throw it all the way across the court. Sturts picked it off. And that felt like whoever got the next bucket there in this game where it was just a struggle to get the 55 was sort of going to have it, and Iowa had it. And so point being, all that said, I feel like if you take the two games together, the thing I feel optimistic about is I think even when Nebraska hasn't played their best ball at times, they've been there, or I felt like they've had, I don't know what the term is, like more game control than Iowa in the two games, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I don't know. I look at this and, you talk about physicality and you talk about turnovers with Iowa in Lincoln. And I think the way Iowa wants to play, I think the big thing is just you can't, for as much as they want to limit possessions, whatever you have to do to not give them any extras, is kind of the key there, right? Because they're trying to keep you down to as few possessions as possible, which means you just can't give any of those away. And to me, that includes shot selection as well. Like bad shots have always are turnovers in my mind. So like I think that is, I think that would be the key for me is just, hey, in a game like this, more than anything, the extra possessions kill you.
There's also just that situational awareness, and there's wild card stuff in these games, right? Like, I mean, if it's decided by a possession or two, it is like something as important as like Burke, who maybe you don't want shooting more than 2 threes, but I thought it was interesting how Fred was talking about how that, like in the NBA arenas, the shot clocks are more visible from the corners, and Burke hit that one in the second half on Saturday when there was 5 on the shot clock. And I know that the fans have a no, yes relationship with Burke, like when he's shooting the shot, and I get it. But those are the type of
that's the best shot you're gonna get.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, and that's what Fred was saying in their film study. So there's those moments where every possession is so precious in any game like this, especially against Iowa, where maybe you don't get quite as many, and so you have to have your guys totally just on point with like, okay, there's 6 or 7 on the shot clock. With where this possession is, this is the best opportunity we've got. And that's what made that a good shot by Burke. So there's going to be moments like that, and I'm just using him as one example, where guys are going to have to pull the trigger or realize like this is the play in this moment, and hopefully they make it.
So you're kind of watching this game unfold. You think there's an emotional advantage, a psych advantage in this one? I mean, the fan base would lead me to believe they're more scared of losing to Iowa than Iowa would be of losing to Nebraska. I get that part of it because of the trauma between the programs. But what about between the teams?
Yeah. I understand it from the fan standpoint, because the feeling would be like Nebraska's had their greatest season ever, and then your neighbor still gets to like throw it in your face if you lose. I don't think the guys are going to get as caught up in that specific narrative. Obviously they understand, what's at stake and the bragging rights that go with it. Everybody gets that. But I mean, we're also at that point where you're in the Sweet freaking 16, like it's just like whoever you play is going to be pretty good. And you just gotta like, it's going to hurt if you lose either side at this point.
Like
it
play
kills
ball.
you. Yeah. That's what they got to go do. Like, the one shining moment makes middle-aged men tear up for a reason. It's because they show all the shots of teams that, you get those moments where you grow attached to a group. They have a good first weekend, and eventually most everybody loses, and it just guts them, right? And so maybe there's a little extra twist of that knife if it's Iowa to Nebraska or vice versa. But I think that the pain of losing is about the same at this point, no matter what. That said, I get it from a fan base perspective. If someone a cubicle over to you is a Hawkeye or they're a Husker, whatever, and you're going to have this conversation for the next 6 months to a year to longer. So it is a big game in that respect for people, and I don't just sweep that under the rug.
BC, I think the part of this that we forget is that, yes, you have this opportunity where I'll even grant, like maybe the loss would hurt more against Iowa than it would have against Florida, but you also have dramatically better of an opportunity to advance another round against Iowa than you would have against Florida, right? Like, I mean, I believe that to be true. It's a 1 seed versus a 9 seed. So like, yes, you're trading off. Maybe it hurts a little more to lose, but you're also in exchange for that, you get a better opportunity to win.
Yeah, probably. I also don't think I don't know that these guys even look at it that way, which is what I give them so much credit for.
I'm talking about the fan experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't expect Fred to go in there and be like, hey, we avoided Florida. Now let's really get it. I just mean from the fan experience of, sitting next to the cubicle and having to listen to Hawkeye Jane next to you be like, oh, we got you. Like, yes, but also in exchange for that risk, you have a better opportunity to make it to the next round.
Yeah. And also, I mean, there's the side that you can win it, right? And there's a complete sweetness that goes with that too if you take them out and you're the team on the right side of it. So yeah, I do think it's a better matchup for Nebraska than it would have been, and opens the opportunity. And I think a lot of fans saw that. I think there was actually, from my little circle, there was probably more people that kind of wanted to see Iowa win and just see it and let's play it out that way. I did hear from a couple people who are like, oh man, I do not like this. I guess you just say like high reward, high risk situation of a rivalry in this setting. But as I said with the players, I actually don't think it'll come into play as much as it does with the fans. I think you're just like so like in the weeds right now with just like the game plan and like this is what we do to stop it. This is what we know about these guys. This is what they might change up and all that. That you kind of get past that really quickly. But obviously, whenever Nebraska and Iowa play, there's a little bit of hate involved from both sides of the river. It's genuine, and I think on Nebraska's side, that hate has been picked up in the last few years, and I think it's about even now.
I think from a player standpoint, the only thing that I think is majorly different between playing, say, Iowa versus Florida would be if things don't start off great against Iowa, you can sit there and know, hey, we've beat this team. We controlled the game for 80% of the time in Iowa City. We know we can hang with this team from a confidence standpoint. Whereas if you go against Florida, you haven't played them. They're a 1 seed. If things don't start off well, you don't necessarily have that experience to fall back on.
Yeah, absolutely. And go ahead, Damon.
No, I just don't think players. I don't think they think like that. Because let me ask you something. Let me ask you a different way. BC, you've been taught like you're staying in the moment. You just want to battle. You're a competitor. And you look at that half of the bracket and see kind of that run and all the Big Ten teams and teams you've had success with and against, because you beat them all at least once.
Yeah.
That could just as easily breed confidence. So I don't think players look at it like, oh, we caught a break. I don't think that ever I can't really remember a time.
I mean, that's not what I was saying in the game about catching a break. I just mean of confidence of knowing you have done it before against this team versus when you're playing Florida, you don't have that. But it's a new opponent.
Versus it's Sweet 16. It's just going to be tough anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. I think the
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'm sure everybody processes it differently. I think for me personally, and obviously I didn't compete at a super high level, I just have more confidence when, like, if things aren't going great early, if I already know what I'm capable of against that specific opponent, versus if things aren't going great early and this is a new experience for me against that opponent, that feels different, I think.
I get what you're saying, Ravi. It's that mental part of, like, if you were playing Florida and they got up on you 12-15, you could deal with that. I guess the mind games of like, okay, they are that freaking good, like, and you can't really get past that. So maybe there is something to that. But yeah, I do think despite that jersey being so familiar on the other side, I just think this team, the way they're built, sort of is like, we got Lenzer, Hoiberg, all those guys do such a great job of like, this is our game. This is the game we have to play to win, no matter like who they're up against. And so I think that's been really part of their secret sauce.
And I apologize. Like, I don't mean to be a wet blanket. I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's 17-9 against Miami and we're on grass in Florida where we've gotten our teeth kicked in for 7 years in a row. Like, and at no point did I think we thought, oh, here we go again versus opponent X. Do you know what I mean?
I think the biggest,
I'm a terrible like that. So I'm not fun with that.
No, I get that. I think the biggest difference for that example is, and I get it's a different team, but in that era, Florida State and Miami were equals, right? So the year before, you were supposed to get your head kicked in by Florida State.
But 2 years before that, we got blanked by Miami.
I get that.
I mean, if we're just going to keep a spade, it was we couldn't beat athletic black teams on grass. We didn't discern whether it was FSU or Miami.
You said that, not Damon said that, not me. Damon said that.
That's good clarification. No, but that's what I mean.
That's what people thought.
But that's what I mean. Though.
We
There
knew
was
that.
there was no discernment between FSU and Miami. And after you had performed that way against FSU, there was some level, I would have imagined, that gave you a level of confidence to be we can hang with anybody.
Yeah, I could see that. Except for I think after the loss versus FSU, it was like
a chip on your shoulder.
It's like who's next?
Yeah, it was like a chip on your shoulder because you felt like you should have won that game.
Because if I remember right, BC, not to ramrod this thing with Miami, Nebraska football talk, but was Miami always going to be the opponent, or was there some? Because they had 2 losses, right? Wasn't
they had one loss?
I don't remember.
I
BC.
think that was a 1-loss Miami team.
They lost to Washington. They lost to Washington at home. Remember, because that ruined their
streak,
their home winning streak they had forever.
So they only had 1 loss.
I think so.
Yeah, because they're ranked 3rd. Like they had an outside shot. Like
if they had won, most people thought they would have been voted the champion because they were 3rd and just had the 1 loss.
Well, Penn State would have got it. But if Oregon beat Penn State, Miami would have had the door open if they won. But
you guys Rolodexes. BC,
that's like that's my era, Damon. When you were playing, like that was when I knew. Unfortunately I know the 92 through like 96 scores better than like Bible verses and things that I should know. And so it's just yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. I bet you I can name the score. I'm not looking at it. I think Washington beat Miami 38-20. Am I wrong?
You are correct.
Correct.
I've got it right in front of me.
That is spot on. And that is spot on. All right, BC. How many days are you packing for?
I'll tell you, Sunday. Yeah.
All right.
I believe in the boys.
He's like, yeah.
I overpacked it. It looks like shorts weather down there. I feel like though when you get in the arena for stuff, so this is formal. This is Sweet 16. I feel like you got to put pants on and walk in there. And so I'll be well dressed for as I am for Thursday and Saturday. And I'd love to see Illinois knock off Houston, but boy, I'll tell you what, Houston looked like a freaking tank watching them practice. And geez, that team's they all look like tanks. Like every one of their guys looks like a tank.
Yeah. Well, if there's Dapper Dan, then there's Buttoned Up B. You look sharp, B, and let's go get a dub.
Let's go do it.
BC, I'll get you last thing for me. If Nebraska wins twice this weekend, I want you to wear a tuxedo to the Final Four.
Okay. All right. All right,
B.
I'll ponder that. Yeah, thanks.
Right. Safe travels.
We'll see you later.
Thanks, guys.
That's Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7.
At least I know Nebraska will win on Saturday because I get to say hi to Bruns.
That's true. At the spring game.
Yeah, free Huskers. Bet the farm on the Huskers on Saturday.
Let's take a quick break here. I believe we're going to have Andy Kendi. I know he's working through some.
He'll be with us.
Okay, I know he was working through some travel issues, so we'll talk to Andy Kendi from KETV coming up next. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
March into savings at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at just $339 a month. A premium ride at an unbeatable price. Drive away with more this spring. Or save $2,650 on the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder. Plus, finance at just 2.9% for 72 months. Don't wait. March into savings right now at Edwards Nissan. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Nissan.
Florida has been the best team rebounding wise in the country the whole year, and Iowa did a great job of being physical, and I think they kept the game rebounding wise pretty close. Might have even won it. I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, they played super physical, and they did a great job and got it done. There's a big emphasis in the first 2 games that we played against them. They're playing really well right now, and they showed it in the Florida game that they're a super physical team, and we knew that from the last 2 times we played them. So yeah, it's going to be a big emphasis this week leading into this game. Well, both teams we make adjustments every time we play each other. So from the first game to the second game, both teams made adjustments, and it's just the same thing. Like they attacked us on some things that they saw on film, and we attacked them on some things that we saw on film. So it's just gonna be more of that, and both coaching staffs are gonna do a great job of prepping. And yeah, we know each other so well, so it's just gonna be who's better executing.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ, reminding you tomorrow the place to be is Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up? You doing okay?
The rhythm. Let the rhythm take you. I was
This
just going to
is the
remind
rhythm of the
you
night.
tomorrow to be at Hurrdat Sports Bar.
Well, I was distracted about why the camera was just on me and not on both of us.
Yeah, we got
to keep watering the bamboo.
Get you to fake better.
That's all right. Well, now you got me all flustered. Thanks a lot, DB. Be out at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill tomorrow for the watch party of Nebraska basketball. We will have some of the crew out there to hang out. Austin and I will be doing pre and post game shows. Show starts at 6. Game starts at 6:30. We will have everything at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We'll have the other games on as well as there's 6:10 start also. So make sure you're coming to hang out. They've got $9 build your own nachos, $9 pretzels. They've got rivalry refreshers. You can choose your side, Nebraska or Iowa. And I swear to you, if I see anybody choose Iowa, we're going to have words. Those are $7. I will fight you, Rico. You've also got $15 pitchers and $17 buckets. Great specials, great food, great atmosphere to watch a game. You saw the video of everybody celebrating after the last couple wins for Nebraska basketball. It's a great place to be and hang out and watch games. So make sure you're there tomorrow night starting at 6.
6 o'clock, Ravi. That's a heck of a read. Shout out.
There was no read. That was ad-libbed.
That was just you talking to the people as a man of the people.
Free form.
I like that.
You know,
Shane, do we have Andy? Don't call me Andrew KENDEIGH.
We do have
AK for Channel 7. AK, are you there?
What's up? Does anyone call you Andrew?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear you?
Well, you sound like you guys sound like you're underwater, but
yeah,
I can hear you, fellas.
AK, I don't know if you know this, but nobody ever landed on the moon, so this is what the fake thing sounds like.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes. Where are you, AK? Knock it off, Rob. Robbie gets so mad at conspiracy theorist people. He has the worst sense of humor unless his joke Tourette's kick in.
I'm in my hotel room trying to get ready so I'm not late for young Lauren, who's getting ready to go cover locker room stuff. Great stuff today.
How did travel go, and why is Omaha spoiled?
You know, we flew out of Lincoln, something we've never done.
When you tweeted out the picture of the backdrop, I'm like, where are you?
That was in Denver, actually. We flew through, so that was during our layover.
Okay.
But yeah, we flew out of Lincoln. I'll tell you what, if Lincoln wants to hire me to be a spokesperson, that was as easy of a get out as I've ever gone through.
It's got to be a Midwest thing because Omaha is sensational.
Mm-hmm.
And the last handful of weeks of places I've been, the state of Nebraska is the only one that does airports well. And I haven't been in the inside of a Lincoln airport. AK, I don't know if I don't remember one time I've been.
Have you ever?
The Lincoln Airport.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tiny, don't get me wrong, but it is efficient. Everybody's nice. You just get in and get out. There's like 6, 7, 8 gates. It was awesome. And we were on time, you know, and then Denver was obviously Denver. And then we delays. But the worst part about it, boys, was waiting for our rent-a-car. Like, part of it's on me. You know, I'm making travel plans for the first time. We used to have a woman at our place who retired named Barb Barbano. Shout out to Barb. And she would do all of our travel.
She was right?
She everything. Like, you know, and now we're transitioning, and I was like, you know what? I need to learn how to do this on my own. And let's just say I did the AM PM on the reservation for the rent-a-car. So partly it's on me, but the guy at the front desk said they wouldn't have had any cars anyways, even if I did it right. So we are in a line. It took us longer to get our rent-a-car yesterday, boys, than it did for us to fly from Denver to Houston. That's how bad it was.
Did you have anything? Is Lauren a finicky eater?
No, I mean, she's healthy, much healthier than I am. Like, but she's got a wide range of what she'll order. I'm trying to think what she had last night.
Well, Jess doesn't.
She did some.
Jess doesn't eat meat, so we always have to factor that in. She'll eat fish, but she's not really messing with much else.
No. Lauren, here's Lauren. Lauren will eat a burger with the boys, no question. But she'll get the salad rather than fry. But she'll get the side salad rather than French fries. Where I'm like, just lay on the French, like, give me double fries then. Can I have her fries? One of those deals, that's me.
So she could hang with Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, she is a gamer. She is, this is a tough stretch. And I know it's not brain surgery. I'm not trying to make it out. We're covering basketball, for goodness sakes. But, it's a grind. And, she is a gamer. She is always positive and energetic and ready to roll and ready to up for anything, So we got our rent-a-car at 5:40 yesterday, and it was a 40-minute drive down, or a 35-minute drive to the arena. And we had a live shot at 6:20, and we made it by about 6 minutes. And so and she's like, let's just do it. And the plan was let's just make it easy. I'll just do it. And then we get there, and she's like, no, let's do it. Let's have us both on. And so we set up the camera, flipped the camera around, and we were both on. And so it was she's a really, really talented young lady, and she's going to go really far in this business.
How long are you allowing for travel? How far is your hotel from the Toyota Center? Because as you've seen, I'm sure traffic is pretty hellacious in H-Town.
Yeah. It's pretty rough. We're about it's not like Oklahoma City where you could almost, you could chip to the arena. Like you walked out your door, it's 30 steps to the front media dive. It was the greatest media hotel location site that I've ever been to. This one's about a half mile. There's a shuttle here, so which isn't terrible. It's good. Yeah. But we're gonna have to navigate. Tomorrow is opening day for the Astros in the afternoon. At like
3:10.
Yeah. We are hoping that. Obviously, we were hoping Nebraska wins to extend our stay, and then the plan is Friday, get all our stuff done as early as possible to hit that 7:10 start. Astros Angels on Friday night.
No, okay, is it just to take in a baseball game? Because first of all, you're with the little cousins down the street with Anaheim in the cheatingest franchise of Major League Baseball in Houston. Like, what's the draw? Good food. You like orange juice? You want to hit Minute Maid, Cracker Barrel Park? Like, I'm sorry, I don't have any problems with Houston Astros. I don't want you to hear that in my question.
I believe it's called Dakin Park now. Dakin? I don't know how to pronounce it.
So
we were driving in. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, "Is that the football arena, or is that the football stadium, or is that NRG?" And no, this Minute Maid has changed its name. I just want to see. I have never been there, and I'm a big ballpark guy, and it always fascinates me. I don't care who's playing; they could be playing. We were hoping to get done last night. They were playing their AAA team in like a practice game. There was about 7 people there.
Yeah. So how about
it's just
a chance to see Bryce and Jake? You could kill 2 birds with one stone.
Right. I know. We were talking about it last night, but the logistics of trying to pull that off would take a couple extra days, which. We've already I think our management is like, you've already ruined the travel budget for the year. So you get back. If they lose, you're back on Friday. I'm like, all right. Sounds good.
I like that ballpark, Andy. DB is a little bit more stringent on his ballpark criteria.
I just hate the Astros. That's all. It's nothing fancy.
I think it's a good ballpark. But do you remember what it was called before Minute Maid?
It was Enron Field, right?
It was
Enron Field.
Enron Field, and they changed that name incredibly quickly.
Yeah, I mean, why?
Yeah.
All the good accounting practices they were having at Enron. That just
wasn't the PR at the time. So they're like, "Hey, anybody else want the naming rights? Anybody at all?"
Right. Right. And that was the ballpark. You remember they had that hill. They had that hill out in center field that they had to get rid of. That was the goofiest thing in the world. That was awesome.
Well, it's not like the new version of this is any better. It's still.
That's a good point.
It's still got
actually. I will say the downtown Houston area is pretty. It's impressive in terms of cleanliness. It's much cleaner than I thought for a major city. We noticed that yesterday. I mean, not to disparage Oklahoma City, but there's a lot of construction going on. Let's just put it to you that way down there. And Houston's it's got a bunch of new buildings. I don't know. I haven't been here in a while, so it's impressive so far. We'll see how today goes, though.
Well, it's definitely a pretty city. My mom was from the 8th. I think she was in the 8th ward, so we didn't get out to the city parts much there. AK. I'm just kidding. I was just there 2 years ago. Will you go to one of the top 5 chain restaurants in America known as Papados?
That's a good question. Will we have time to do it? We hopefully have a little time tonight, and then probably lunch tomorrow, and then it's usually we're at the arena. So,
all right.
Last night we were just thankful to find an open place that served food at 9:30 at night, and we ran into a place that I thought was just a one-off. It's called the Flying Saucer, and Ben Smith and I ate there in Memphis a couple years ago. And then I'm like, hey, I didn't know this was a chain. It's actually a chain. There's one here in Houston. So it was fine. It was good. They had that trivia stuff going on, which is always kind of annoying, but especially when you're not playing, it's annoying. But we caught the tail end.
If you have an extra Diet Pepsi or 2 tonight, too many, and you're looking for a good fast breakfast to get you ready for game day, if you drive about 25 minutes, there's a little place called Crosby, Texas, that has a Hungry Jack's. It is the Australian version of Burger King.
Okay.
And get the multi-meat brekkie.
Okay. All right. I'm writing this down, by the way.
And those Diet Pepsis will feel amazing. Just saying.
So Uber to Crosby, got it, and then Hungry Jack multi-meat brekkie. I got it. Okay, I'm in.
I think they pronounce it with two. Robbie's laughing at me. I remember this like the back of my hand. I'm standing. I'm not even Googling. I'm almost 100% sure I'm right. Oh, and by the way, one of our listeners, BP, he says the Papados in Houston sucks, but
the downtown one. He says
anytime I struggle at the airport, I go to the Papados in the airport, and it is really good.
All right, that's good. That's a pro tip right there.
I'm not a chain guy, AK. Especially if I'm in a good city, I want to go where, I'm going to ask the locals.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not like here, skirting pom-pomming for Papados. I just think for a chain in those areas, it's pretty good.
I'm 100% with you. That's one of our kind of a rule for us is that no chains. That's why I was a little surprised to see the flying saucer last night. And I was like, you know what, we'll do this because it's one of the only places open. So
I feel a lot better.
Yeah, I'm a no chain. I'm anti-chain on these things.
I feel a lot better if you splitting spaghetti or pizza or pasta with Lauren than I would Suits. No, I mean, no judgment from me though.
Suits did, by the way, Suits did last week we were out to dinner and Suits did offer to split a meal and I turned him down this time.
Oh,
don't let DB get in your head. You split whatever you want.
Listen, the double pork chop was intimidating or what? You didn't feel good?
Yeah. I just felt like, what, one shared meal on New Year's Eve was a one-off, so that was all good.
Listen, I'm just saying sharing meals is great because you can get to try a bunch of different stuff, especially if you're not going to be back to that place. Like,
he tries to give me his yogurt. That doesn't count.
Don't let DB shame you into not sharing meals anymore, AK.
Okay.
So what's the vibe, Andy? Is there nervous tension? Is it excitement? What do we got?
Well, it's interesting. I think it's different if you ask a Husker fan than if you ask a Husker player, right? I think the players are pumped up. Jack, doesn't matter who they play. And I think the fact that they're playing a team they know and know so well, I think energizes them, right? And the fact that this will be like who not only gets to go to the Elite Eight, but who gets bragging rights for the season series because both teams won on their home floor in relative slugfest. So I think from a player's perspective, they are chomping at the bit. I think Husker fans are holding their breath and hoping for the best because this magical season, the last thing a Husker fan wants it to be is ending with a loss to the bitter rival Iowa Hawkeyes, right? I mean, that would put a wet blanket over this run.
Are you guys telling me to grow up if I say I hate that narrative? Is it just inevitable and I'm being a Richard head?
Yes.
Oh, God, you want to think about it?
You can't tell me
that was a little fast. I barely.
I will say, like I just take from I pick up a lot from my daughters and her friends because they're students, and when they heard that they were playing Iowa, like we were watching the game, and they're like, "No, not Iowa. We don't want to deal with them." Like they were hoping to play Florida.
I mean, you definitely should not.
And I don't care either way. I think Iowa's a pretty good matchup for them. I think, you're going to have to beat good teams along the way. And Iowa's playing great basketball right now. And they're playing great basketball without Sturtz pouring in. He's scoring less than 20 in these first two games. He scored 16 and 13. So other guys are getting involved for them. And I think that actually helps the bottom line for the Hawkeyes,
How well served do you think this is? Because I think this is kind of a nice little side story is just the temperament of Coach Hoiberg and this staff to kind of ride the wave of the way that the regular season ended versus the consistency of his message. Because even though it looked a little rocky, he said the same things for almost a month. Like there has to be some good in that.
Oh, no question. And I think obviously they're smart enough to know that they're playing great basketball teams. All you have to do is look at the teams left standing and what conference they play in to realize that the losses came against all tournament teams, and 5 of the 6 are still playing right now. So, as long as the Huskers play solid defense, they're going to be in every game and hit the boards, because those are the two components that keep them in. And, as you say, David, that, what's portable, what can you take when what has to be consistent on your team? The defense and rebounding, that's portable. That's something you can take with you. Now the physicality that Iowa showed, that they out-physicaled Florida, is concerning. And Nebraska's got to bring that component, because I think against Vanderbilt, Sam Hoiberg said the other day that, they didn't win the physicality battle against Vanderbilt, and they can't afford to lose that battle against Iowa, because that's really going to decide who wins this game. Who's going to be the more physical, defensive, and rebounding team? That's the team that's going to win. I mean, obviously, you need shots to fall. That's a no-brainer. But the other side of it, the defense, the rebounding, and the physicality, that will ultimately decide this game.
AK, as you're kind of looking at what Nebraska has done in whether it's the first 2 matchups against Iowa or how they played down the stretch against teams that weren't Iowa, I guess just what's your level of confidence?
Oh, I think it's great. I think my confidence is high. I think if you take it a step further and look at one individual, let's take Braden Frager, right?
Okay.
He had an awful shooting performance against Troy. I mean, there's no denying it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they were willing to let him work through that, and then he hit a couple shots late against Troy, that's kind of a sneaky, underplayed storyline that we don't really hit on. That end of that Troy game, when he was able to knock down a 3, I think he was 1 of 10 at that point. And he kept shooting, and it was great, and he got to work through it. And then what does that do for his confidence going into a game against Vanderbilt? Well, look what happened. You saw what happened, and they need Braden Frager to be that energized and that X factor. And because he's at that point, because Nebraska won back-to-back games in the tournament, I think their confidence is at an all-time high. And I think that helps them play a team that they've already beaten before. Now, they know it's not, the Iowa's not going to roll over. Duh. Of course they're not going to roll over. But I think they know that they can beat this team if they play the way they're capable of. And that's why I think confidence is as high as it's ever been. And obviously Price playing at a very, very high level, shooting it at a very high level. And, and don't forget about the storyline of who officiates this game and how it's officiated, because that's also going to tell the tale.
So I've been trying again. Ravi's going to go ahead. Am I making too much of who's officiating? Just match the physicality, because I'm an old buddy-duddy player and coach, and so I'm no fun. But is that a thing too, Ravi? Would you like to be shaking your head already?
I think there is a version of how this game is called that definitely benefits one team versus the other. I'm not saying Nebraska can't win either one, because they can. I'm not going to resign myself to say, oh, if the calls go this way, Iowa's going to win. But if they call off the ball fouls, that's a huge advantage for Nebraska.
Okay.
Oh, 100%. I agree. If they don't allow Iowa to clutch and grab Price, I think it's going to be a long day for Iowa. And Iowa wants a set of referees that let them punch each other. You know what I mean?
They want Big Ten refs. They want They want Big Ten refs that are used to watching them play, or
just because they're both Big Ten teams, maybe whatever the crew is, that's an advantage too. Not an advantage, but that stylistically suits the eye of the officials.
Yeah, maybe.
There's no doubt it's a fascinating component to see who walks out there as the officiating crew. And I do think it plays a big role in terms of how the game will be played, and we should know pretty quickly. Now, I will say that Vanderbilt crew, the crew that did the Vanderbilt game, I mean, they officiated that game.
That was a bad crew.
That was a bad. Yeah, that was the. They officiated it one way for the first 32 minutes and then switched. It was weird.
Yeah, they officiated different sections of the game differently, which is not what you want at all. You want to know what you're getting into and what they're asking you to do in terms of physicality.
Yeah.
AK, last one. Be honest. The Andy Kendi that would go out and have a Diet Pepsi and a ginger ale with your boy, yours truly. You have to kind of want to see some of the spring game, don't you? Or are you like, see you in August?
I normally kind of take the spring game with a grain of salt, and I think it's one of the it's more of a carnival than something that you can really take a lot from. But in this case, with the new crew and the new players and this new era, I'd actually like to see it. I'd like to be there in person. I mean, either way, we're going to watch because thankfully it's on the tube. But I would love to be there, no question. I do. In my heart of hearts, I'd love to be there just to see the new guys in their roles because we've seen so little of them this spring, obviously. So I would, and I think it's good for football to have this run for basketball to take the attention away. I think this plays into Coach Rule's thing that just get to work and forget about the other stuff. So I'm curious, one, to see the new players and two, see how many people show for Saturday because I'm very interested to see the. There'll be.
You think I'm high? And I don't mean like.
How many do you think?
I said 20.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a solid crowd, but it's certainly not going to be the level that it has been in traditional spring games in the last 10 years. But I think people are curious, genuinely curious to see what that quarterback's all about, and I hope they let him run around a little bit. So I'm not going to take any grand notions about spring game narratives over to the fall, but I will say I think you can gain a little bit of insight by just watching these guys practice in public and take take snaps against each other, and that's the thing I want to see because we just haven't had a chance a lot of that, and I want to see the quarterback. I want to see the new pieces on the Gilmers of the world and a couple of the defensive guys and see him run around because we just haven't seen a lot.
That's our guy, Andy Kendi, KETV.
You want my spring hot take guy, AK?
That's what? What was that?
You want my spring hot take guy?
I lost you. I can't hear you, man. You're cutting out.
Would you like to know who my spring hot take guy is?
Yes, I want. Yeah, give me it. Let it roll.
One, Quinn Clark. That's the guy people will see and say, damn, I think he's going to be pretty good.
I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it.
That's my hot take. That's all I got, AK. Nothing juicy.
All right. Thank you, boys. I'll have a pop for you tonight, I promise.
Yeah, just one Diet Pepsi. I'll text you later.
Gotcha. See you, fellas.
That's Andy Kendi from KETV. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with Kyle Crooks.
You weren't very nice to me in that segment.
No, you just asked a question. I answered it.
So am I no fun because I'm a funny duddy?
No, I think you're being unrealistic that it's not going to feel different to people to lose to Iowa than it would have to Florida.
Oh.
I don't think that's realistic for most fans. I understand your standpoint. You don't think about most things as a fan, but from a fan perspective, it's going to feel way different to lose to Iowa than it would have to Florida or to anybody else.
Well, how come you didn't let me finish the question?
I did let you finish the question.
No, you were already nodding profusely.
Well, I don't know. We talk a lot. I had a pretty good idea where it was going.
It's fine.
That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back with Kyle Crooks from the Husker Radio Network coming up next here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
March into savings at Edwards Chevrolet. Lease the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado RST starting at just $489 a month with zero down and first payment due at signing. This is what March savings looks like. Or lease the 2026 Chevrolet Trailblazer LS starting at just $289 a month with zero down and first payment due at signing. Get to Edwards Chevrolet today. Together, let's drive. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Chevrolet GMC.
Well, sure. There's a lot you can learn from those games, both of them. And, it's all about making the necessary adjustments and trying to go out there and execute your game plan to the best of your abilities. And, again, this team, they're really hot. They're a hot team, and I was so impressed with their NCAA games, with the way that they went out there and played and executed, and just played really flawless basketball. So we're going to have to be on point. And listen, our first 2 games were highly, highly competitive, emotional games, and it's going to be like that again on Thursday. Yeah, and with Bilodeau playing maybe 7 with being as important a player as any for UCLA, but yeah, it does. It speaks, I think, to the depth of the league, the talent in the league, the coaching in the league. It was like that all year. It's an absolute grind to get through this schedule, and it's awesome to see 3 of the 4 teams in Houston are going to be Big Ten teams, and it's exciting to see what is ahead here. For the potential for what could be in the Final Four this year.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
The league is as good as it's ever been. There's good coaches. There's great players. There's teams that are making commitments to baseball, and it's hard to win. I mean, everybody has good players. It doesn't matter in conference, out of conference, mid-major. I mean, everybody has good baseball players. So you have to show up and play well on any given day to win. And it's been incredible to see what some of these teams have done.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Kyle Crooks, the director of broadcasting for the Husker Radio Network. KC, how we doing?
Not great this morning, guys. I got to tell you. So I walked away from my laptop for a few seconds here. I'm on my iPhone, as you can tell.
Okay.
And it did a full update. So I had my laptop completely shut off, right? This is like at 8:58. And it completely shut off. It took about 5 minutes. So now I'm on my iPhone, on the browser on my iPhone doing this interview, and my laptop just came back. So things are a little hazy right now for me, just trying to do this interview.
Okay. Listen, I care about you a ton. If you need to just take like 30 seconds or a minute, like I can shoot the breeze and you can get back on your laptop. We're so unprofessional, Kyle. There are no rules to this thing. We just do what our guests want to do.
Let me do that. I'm going to hop off and I'm going to hop on in 10 seconds.
You got it.
Back.
Right. You got it. See, I like my partner, man. I want him to be very comfortable.
I agree. That was a very nice thing for you to do. I wouldn't call us unprofessional. I would call us adaptable.
So I know his personality.
No, that was going to bother him.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I could tell.
I'm just telling you.
As soon as he said we're having a tough morning, and then that was the reason, I was like, oh, this is going to bother him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I need KC at his best. That's my dude.
Oh, that's a
I totally understand. Like that's especially if you're like, hey, I've got this, it's ready to go, and then all of a sudden it's not. Totally understand.
Can you do me a solid real quick? Can you stand up and show our listeners how you're dressed?
Sure.
Because you're giving me Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, like Turbo and Ozone.
So we got
breakdancing
we got the throwback.
You look like a 12-year-old.
We got see, part of the problem is I wasn't planning on wearing the jacket. But because DB has like menopause and can't figure out the temperature in this room ever, and he's like, "It's Sasha, it's hot in here," just yells at her every morning. I always have to bring a jacket that doesn't always go with the outfit. So today I'm rocking our Hurrdat Brand Goods jacket. I'd like to have a Nebraska one, but we don't have their license yet. Figure it out, guys.
I got a guy that can get you gear.
Yeah,
he gets anything he wants.
So you keep telling me like, "Hey, I got all this gear for you," and I'm like, "All right,
you got to go through KC. He's the man."
I got a hoodie one time, which was awesome, but you keep talking about other stuff. I'd like some stuff with that corn logo. Anyway, that's KC. The jacket. That's the jacket we're wearing.
It looks good.
To see my 12-year-old partner. That's all. I just hat backwards. He's a big Ken Griffey guy.
I am. I'm a big Griffey guy.
He's got a very retro look to him today. That's what's big nowadays. Retro is the thing. So he looks very retro today. I like it.
Hey, speaking of retro, how about USC baseball back being good? that seems retro, right? 4 teams in the Big Ten in the top 25.
I could never figure out how they were ever bad. Like that was the
SC?
hardest thing for me to wrap my mind around. It's like, how are you not awesome?
It's been a long time since Rod Dato. I'm just saying.
How about the Big Ten in baseball, and obviously Nebraska getting into the top 25? And I've been following it a little bit. I know Ben's been all over it with USC this year and their starting rotation, kind of what they're doing. And it's, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate that the Huskers don't have to play UCLA this year. And I mean, I don't really consider them, I guess, a Big Ten team, but they are a Big Ten team. I guess, historically they're not a Big Ten team, but UCLA this year is, they are what they are. And I want to say this. I think that I don't know if you followed on Twitter, but Ben sort of had this rant about how, the SEC has this. I want to say that he might be a direct reason why Nebraska got ranked by D1 baseball. Like, I truly believe that.
Listen, when he goes in, he goes all the way in. And he doesn't like being wrong. So he's going to give, he's way facts over feelings. Right. He's like, F your feelings. Like,
but he was going at it with the D1 baseball guys. And
I know.
Tell me that didn't have a reason to, when it came time to rank Nebraska, that they said, oh, let's take another look at Nebraska. So this guy's not on our back all the time.
Yeah, so Aaron Fitt is like my boy. Like, he's like Mr. D1. You guys actually have a lot of similarities. In your personalities. Fitty's very no nonsense. He's super professional. And he's like, you guys in Nebraska, man, when it comes to like rocking with your team, it's next level. And I think the Nebraska thing and the RPI and the non-con scheduling it definitely got their attention.
And DB, how about last night? I know you're all over it, but to see everyone who always asked me about this team, I wasn't here last year, right? So I didn't see the offensive struggles to start the year. I've been around teams where it's like that, but to see how they consistently respond. And my thing is situational swings, right? 2 strikes, 2 outs. Like, there's a DNA to this team. I mean, you're a big Drew Grigo guy. Ben's a big Drew Grigo guy. I mean, you watch a game like last night, and Rhett Stokes is getting his opportunity to
play. How about him getting it going, KC?
It is. I mean, the amount of guys that they have that can be a part of that starting 9, and now Butenbach's getting going a little bit more. You feel great for a guy like that. You don't feel bad when you have to play Devin Nunez in the corner outfield, right? And then they didn't, I don't think, believe that Mac Moyer could be what he is, right? He was not the opening day starting center fielder. Yeah. And to see what he's done, I mean, he's one of the best leadoff hitters in the conference, right? And to see his consistency, how good he is defensively in center field. I think Dylan Carey's playing with an anger to him this year. Like, there's so many elements to this team, guys. And then their weekend rotation, I think, is pretty darn good. I think the one question mark you look at, and I guess going off on a tangent here for Nebraska baseball, but is their bullpen. Like, you're going to have good and bad days, but that's college baseball, right? You got a lot of young guys, a lot of young minds that have to go through it a little bit mentally. And then there's guys that have been thrown into some really tough situations that have found ways to get out of it. I mean, Jay Sean Unger, I don't know if they had what they had mentally, and a guy like that can step into that and do what he's done, and to have perhaps him maybe step into that closer role a little bit more consistently. I just think there's still some roles that have to be defined in the bullpen. But in terms of weekend rotation, consistency from the offense, I mean, you haven't even had Will Jeske, right? Like, that's one of the big guys that is going to be one of your power threats that hopefully you can get him back over the next couple of
weeks. He missed like the last 2 weeks. I mean, he's just like the last 14 games.
It's just one of those nagging things, guys, like a lower half hamstring. And, I think he's been overcompensating on the other leg. So it's just been one of those injuries that's nagging, and it's going to take him. He's been taking BP and he's been mashing the ball, It's just more about being able to run the bases, right? So for him, I think he's probably pretty close to getting back in the lineup. But now it's one of those things of, man, who you taking out? Who you taking out of this lineup? Which is a good problem to have if you're Will Bolt. But I know he's fired up about what he has. And then I didn't even mention too, like Cooper Katsky. That's a bona fide weekend guy that you have in midweek games or pivotal bullpen innings on a Sunday if you want to win a series. You know, not many teams have a luxury of a Cooper Katsky.
Yeah, listen, when Yasa has your highest ERA, just a smidge under 4 of your 4 starters, you're pitching it pretty well.
Yeah, and Yasa had his best start, DB, past weekend. Like that guy's stuff is the real deal. It's all about command, and you can tell a lot about a Carson Yasa start in the first inning, right? If he mows guys down or he's nibbling and he's off the plate or his breaking stuff is just not working. Like if that cutter slider combo for him is on point, then look out. I mean, he's obviously 97 high 9s fastball, but his secondary stuff is lethal.
Yeah, with Blockowitz and Horn they're still in single digits in walks too.
Yeah,
the guys that have thrown 25 plus innings. So
Horn's not.
What's that?
Horn's not.
It's Blockowitz and Katsky. I'm sorry.
Katsky,
Yeah.
yeah.
Blockowitz and Katsky with single digits in walks because I think Yasa and Horn are 15 and 16 respectively. Yeah. So I mean, they're finding the zone after that. What you guys had to experience in Auburn, which has probably been the biggest turnaround. Would you say? Yeah,
length and starting pitcher. I mean, you didn't have that in that 3-game set of Auburn. I mean, we still see I still see flashbacks of that Saturday Sunday game of how that sort of went. But that's been a huge difference, right? Is you're not taxing your bullpen as much as you did in that series and at portions early in the year. So you're getting length out of those guys. And with that, you're allowed to create some roles in the bullpen, get guys who you want to pitch in the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, and you're not having to bring guys in the 2nd and 3rd inning. That's massive. I just think they're top 3, 4 pitchers they have that could be a part of a starting rotation. They're pretty darn good. And when you have a good weekend rotation, it gives you a chance to win every single series that you play. And you look at it on the softball side too. I mean, you got 2 really, really darn good starting pitchers that every single day are going to give you a chance to win a game. So you can't say enough about the 3-4 guys that they have at the top of that pitching staff.
Okay, I want to talk about the spring game in just a second here, but I want to stick on Horn and Jassa here for just a sec, because I'm a big base runners guy with pitchers. I feel like, are you concerned at all that they let a few too many guys on base? Obviously, especially
walks.
Carson can get out of it because of the strikeout stuff. I mean, his strikeouts per innings is crazy, but like I get a little uncomfortable, especially if like those are the guys I'm counting on, and we don't necessarily super trust the bullpen yet for the number of base runners that they allow. Is that a concern at all or on your radar at all?
Sure. Free passes drive you nuts. And that's what lends to crooked numbers. But I'll say this, I'm not as concerned if I didn't see how good this offense is, right? That you could fall behind 4-0 and you expect that you're still very much in a game on a weekend. So that is something you can't have from a Friday, Saturday guy, is putting, the leadoff man on 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Like you can't have that. But also I look at where this offense is right now and the way they're able to respond and put up 3-4 runs in an inning. That it concerns me less just because of how good I think this offense truly is. Like their goal, right, is to host a regional. And I think they have the weekend guys, they have the lineup to do just that. Now you have to go out and you'd have to beat a USC, you'd have to beat an Oregon in a series, right? You have to do all these things and probably make a run at a Big Ten tournament. That they're pretty good at doing that. So they have the horses to host a regional this year. I truly believe that.
Hey, we just have to make sure, because I'm thinking, Indiana's 2 p.m., Nebraska, hopefully, will be later on that night with hoops. We got the spring game. UCLA is in town for softball. Are we sure the great Josh Hilkeman is okay? Do I need to bring him breakfast Saturday morning?
You know, I think we got to give him a trophy of some sort. He's the MVP, man. Him and Camden Cohn, who hosts most of our pre and post game shows for baseball, and I think Nate roars. So Nate's doing PA for football, and then he's going to sprint. I wanted to turn this into a social media.
How can he get to bowling? Is he going to softball?
Yeah, I mean, he should have time. So if it's one, he'll
right.
probably do Rhonda's interview the night before or whatever. But I haven't heard anything as to him not doing it. So I wanted to make that a whole social media thing where we video him sprinting to bowling from Memorial Stadium. But we got a lot of hats in the air. But this is exciting, right? You got a baseball team that's top 25. You got a softball team that's top 10. You got a football team that I know is under the radar. I was at practice yesterday, DB, and it was a fun practice to be at. It was just a lot of team stuff, scrimmage stuff, to see the guys. You know, everybody was live. There was a certain point where like the QB's live, where you can maybe like now it was a handoff. So like I think it was one play where rules like, all right, number 10's live, and but it was just a handoff play, but. So that's good. I mean, there's just so much good stuff going on. And of course, men's hoops.
Do you like, because he's been doing that a lot lately, where he'll just situationally say, hey, let's, 4th and short, black on black, or like he'll just kind of get off script situationally where guys know that they have to be on all the time. Can you tell the difference in kind of the physicality in which they're attempting to play with?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to be better at the line of scrimmage defensively. I do. And people say that and roll their eyes, and you know what? More power to you. I get it. We sat through the last 3 games of the season, right? You could pay lip service to what we saw, but I think they're going to be better at the line of scrimmage. I look at a dude like Cade Petchock, and I say, how's that guy not going to be better this year?
And he's got options too. He can play inside, and they're dabbling with him outside, rushing he's got some options.
Yeah, and they have their cheetah package, and I know Rob has talked a little bit about that, where they just kind of put their best 4 rushers on the field. So you could see guys that line up as a D end or as classified as an edge that'll be a 3 technique, and they just want to get after the quarterback, right? So I want to say law of averages, Cam Lenhart's probably going to have a better year, right? I think we saw a little bit more.
Good start.
Yeah, and I think we saw a little bit more out of Riley Van Poppel in the bowl game, right? Where I think he knows that it wasn't his best year last year, right? After that luxury he took as a red shirt, and I think you're going to see better play out of the defensive line. But to answer your question, I do like how they create those situations that, like, put the ball at the 2-yard line. This is how we're ending practice. Who wins? Defense, offense. Yeah, I think it was a goal-to-goal play at the 2 yesterday, and this is how practice is going to end. And I think the defense stopped Ives just short. I was standing on the goal line. I think Ives got across. So I want to say the offense probably won that, but the defense in the end, according to the official, they had him down like a half-yard shy. But creating those competitive situations that guys are fired, like guys are, jumping around on the sideline, on the defense, just, cheering their guys on, and guys just want to be out there and competing. And he creates that atmosphere. And Rob Orich is a fiery guy. Tyler Yelk's a fiery. Like some of these new guys, they bring.
He might be my fave right now. And it's not just, well, I know what you're going to say between me is, oh yeah, you guys in the mix. But no, like I like Yelk's style, because those young guys, they keep rotating those guys on the back end, and they're playing pretty well. And he has the nickels too, which when those nickels are in the safety room like that, I like what Yelk's kind of bringing to the table as a teacher.
Yeah, and that nickel position is interesting in Orich's defense, right? It's probably the most important thing that you have to make sure that you get right. I want to say too, I mentioned the defensive line, guys that I expect to be a little bit better this year. But you look at a Jameer Khan, I think they're really, really high on him. They're going to move him around a little bit, bump him around to whether free safety or could they play him at the nickel. Donovan Jones is another. Like, there's a few guys in there that I think, DB, and that they want to maneuver around to see what's their best fit, and they might play multiple positions in September once the season starts. And maybe that's a conversation more for fall camp as to who settles in as that guy that's that nickel. Again, you need a guy that's going to be able to come up, stuff the run, that's going to be able to cover and do everything. Like, you're sort of a captain a little bit of the defense on the back end when you're in that nickel spot, because there's just so many things they ask you to do. And if you're going to be on the field, you have to be able to do a lot of different things well. So I'm interested to see how things shake out in the secondary specifically. You know, I think Caleb's going to certainly factor in on the back end when it comes to, you know, one of those safety spots. And, you know, McDougal he's a player now. Like, you need.
I think he was bigger.
Yeah,
he actually is.
I did think he was a little bit, but he's just looking at his numbers last year at San Diego State. Like, you needed somebody that's going to be able to come in and tackle, right? We saw a lot of missed tackles at that third level last year. I think he's going to solidify the back end of that defense. I'm very interested to see kind of what he's like in the spring game when you get him at Memorial Stadium, but I think he's going to make a difference.
Kyle, as you're kind of getting ready for the broadcast here, obviously you're a very prepared guy. They haven't given you a ton of information on
Ravi
on how this is gonna go.
No.
Like, what are we? Do you expect them to tell you anything between now and Saturday, or is it just like show up at 8:30 and hope for the best?
Poor Haven Fields, poor Keith, man. If I haven't talked their ear off this week about, hey, if you get a roster, we having a draft. We're going to have teams. Can I get a depth chart? So what I've done, Ravi, is I've prepared for every player on the roster, and I put them in tabs. So when the time comes that I get some sort of roster, I know the depth chart well enough that I'll just copy and paste it together. So Friday night, I might have to copy and paste the spotting chart together. I have an idea of, I just want teams. Teams. And I would assume it's probably going to be a running clock, 4 quarters. Second half will get a little wonky. We'll probably do a lot of interviews and things. So yes, being the OCD guy, spring game is anti-OCD for preparation. So what are you going to do?
I just want to make sure our listeners understand what you just said. So
we don't know who's playing on which teams.
The tabs, though. So you have all possible combinations ready to go with the names inserted with whatever happens via the teams.
Yeah, so I have my, obviously, quarterback tab. I have every running back, every linebacker. They're done. So what I do is every offensive lineman, defensive lineman. So whenever I know what the teams are, I'll create my own depth chart and just say, okay, this is the red team, this is the white team. Let's copy and paste and get it going. But everybody's prepared for offense. I went through and I listened back to all the spring press conferences from this year. So I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything that was ultra important from some of those. I remember listening to them when they happened, but going back and making sure I didn't miss anything important. So it's crazy because it spawns out of nowhere, Ravi. Like, you're in this basketball mode, you're in baseball, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, this is kind of a game week. Now it's not a normal game. It's not the same intensity. It's not as high stakes as a broadcast in September or October, but like, you still want to be prepared as you ever, and you got new pieces that you need to prepare for.
Well, especially this year, right? Because it's early, and so and basketball's late, and football's early, and so it almost feels like we have largely forgotten that. Like, it feels like it kind of snuck up on us a little bit, even more than normal.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like certain people want to pit men's basketball against football. Like,
I don't get that.
Just be good at everything. I just want to be good at everything. Is that okay?
Casey, because you're great to talk. Can you elaborate on that, please? Because, like, you have a fresh, untainted. You're like a dry erase board, man. Clean.
That's what you want to call me, sure.
Is that not kind of a weird feel? Like, it's okay to be fans of both.
I get it as fans from a certain perspective, because it's just like, so I could be a glass half empty guy in certain things that I do, right? And I think they're coming from it from that vantage point. You know, they're frustrated. I get it. And I think the last time I was on, let's take a 30,000-foot view. You've had winning records the last 2 years. So you've gone to back-to-back bowl games, which hasn't happened in a while. You're not winning 3 games a year anymore. So that's a step up. But I get it. People want to win 10 games. They want to be in the college football playoff conversation. The reality is you were in that conversation up until really the USC game. So there's that. But I get it from a fan perspective because men's basketball is this new shiny thing. And I think it's awesome. And, Fred, what's interesting about his program, right, is it necessarily hasn't happened overnight. You said now 3 consecutive 20-plus win seasons. So they've had a little bit of success leading up to this. But from a fan's perspective, it's almost like they think football is trying to take the shine away from men's basketball on Saturday, which clearly isn't what's happening here. Like, this date was set well before we thought, men's basketball was good at that point, but well before we thought they'd possibly be 1 win away from Elite Eight. Matt Rule is not trying to take the shine away from men's basketball. I don't know if that's what people think. Like, Matt wants some of the attention back for himself, which could not be more further from the truth. Like, he was at the games at OKC. I think he wants to move around practice on Thursday so he could make sure that he could watch the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's all in on it. It's just, this is their schedule. This is how they wanted to do spring this year. And it just so happened the spring game is this day. Like, if the attendance struggles or whatever, for Matt, kind of is what it is. If he can give all the attention to men's basketball this year, I think he's cool with that.
Casey, let me get you here out on this one. Is there anything that I can bring for you Saturday morning to get us? We don't have there's no fun police, right? If the Huskers win, we won't have Jess. Ben's going to be getting ready for baseball. He doesn't usually do spring ball anyway. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me. Is there anything I can do to warm you up, or is this just going to be Cassidy telling jokes to lighten the mood?
Yeah, I think you just got to smack me across the face.
No.
Wake up,
I don't have Jess's wit either. She's like positive Polly. So, come on, you get I was miserable last year. I was you. I was.
Oh, thanks.
The format.
No, I know what you're saying. We have to do.
It was crazy, and she's just like, she's just like, go with it. Like, just let him hang, and we'll be fine. And I was like, okay. And at one point, she even said, "Look, this is not going to be great radio. Just lighten up." And I was like, "Oh, I feel like I just got my wrist slapped. I better lighten up." Right. So we kind of need that shot in the arm. So maybe is it a black coffee? Is it extra cream? Is it sugar? Like, what are we doing? I ran down to the press spot or the suites last time and got you a coffee. Like, can I do that again? Or
Jay Noddle, is he at the? He's not going to the spring game, right? He's flying that jet out to Houston, I assume.
I haven't asked him yet. He's kind of been there, done that with Houston. So I don't know. He knows what that thing is logistically, but we'll see. I'll check with him.
Okay.
Would that be the go-to?
That would probably be the go-to. Get my guy Jay Noddle to have me a coffee from his suite, one of our great sponsors, and we'll have a pregame hit. We'll have to do for Social DB at around 8:15 in the morning. It's the first time, Robbie, on a game day that I'll actually go on the field. Like I have never been on the field on a game day because I'm always from studio, walk to the booth, and then I'm in the booth until the game's over. So if Jess is not there, DB will do that pregame social media hit, and I'll probably be grumpy and at that point in time. So you'll have to be the light that shines on Saturday, at least early.
You'll be herding cats. I mean, me and Cass, are you serious?
Yeah.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
Good luck, Kyle.
I need it, Ravi.
All right, buddy. Talk soon. Good to see you.
All right. Good to see you guys anytime.
Thanks, KC.
That's Kyle Crooks, your director of broadcasting for the Husker Radio Network. He's got a busy day Saturday, as does everyone with the network. Let's take a quick break here. We'll get back to I want to get to your Sweet 16 coaches rankings.
Yeah.
Because we're starting tomorrow, so we got to get to it today or tomorrow. And so
I think we got to get it. We got to get it in.
Let's get to it today. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. We'll be right back.
March into savings at Edwards Nissan. Lease the 2026 Nissan Rogue Platinum starting at just $339 a month. A premium ride at an unbeatable price. Drive away with more this spring. Or save $2,650 on the 2026 Nissan Pathfinder. Plus, finance at just 2.9% for 72 months. Don't wait. March into savings right now at Edwards Nissan. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Nissan.
Yeah, Florida has been the best team rebounding-wise in the country the whole year, and Iowa did a great job of being physical, and I think they kept the game rebounding-wise pretty close, might have even won it. I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, they played super physical, and they did a great job and got it done. There's a big emphasis in the first two games that we played against them. They're playing really well right now, and they showed that in the Florida game that they're a super physical team, and we knew that from the last two times we played them. So yeah, it's going to be a big emphasis this week leading into this game. Well, both teams we make adjustments every time we play each other. So from the first game to the second game, both teams made adjustments, and it's just the same thing. Like they attacked us on some things that they saw on film, and we attacked them on some things that we saw on film. So it's just gonna be more of that, and both coaching staffs are gonna do a great job of prepping. And yeah, we know each other so well, so it's just gonna be who's better executing.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ, reminding you we have launched a Patreon little VIP club that DB didn't tweet out yesterday.
Damn it!
It's fine.
I had one job to do.
Yeah, I was looking for it, and I was like, well, I guess that's just not going to happen today.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I was like, I'll tell you tomorrow.
You're bossy. Like, just do it.
We'll get DB to tweet out the link today. Make sure, though,
one
you go
flipping job.
Follow that link on Patreon. It's $5 a month. You'll get weekly film breakdown. You will get exclusive access to our Discord channel, which we've already got a bunch of people in talking about all sorts of stuff. And there will be quarterly meetups with me and DB, so you can hang out, ask us questions, have a good time, and all that good stuff as well. So what's up?
Man, you?
Yeah. And I think we're going to make Rico and Austin show up too.
Good. We need some levity.
Well, that's what Shane's going to be there for.
Oh, no. Hey, Littleface, are you coming to what? No, you can't because you have to get. You're like working tomorrow, right? Shane?
Yeah, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
It'd be a short visit if I was there.
Yeah, I got that right.
Evan says, I can already tell I'm going to hate these coach rankings.
Oh, our man Evian?
Yeah.
Is he back streaming with us? It was funny yesterday. Did you see his question? He said, "Will Nebraska fans help out Illinois?"
Oh, no, that was that was, and he was upset with you.
I was like, "No, they won't."
I don't.
Why was he mad at me?
Because of your answer.
They won't.
I don't think they'll help him out. I do think they should be rooting for Illinois.
I don't think. Now I could be speaking out of pocket. I don't think Nebraska fans rock with the conference thing.
No, I mean for their own personal.
You think they'd rather play Illinois than Whitney?
I think Illinois is a better matchup than Houston.
Oh, God. You better. You're such a, who are you?
I don't know. I watch basketball. I know matchups matter. I don't know what.
Ravi?
What do you want me to say there?
I don't know.
Matchups matter.
I don't
Illinois is
know
a better
if they
matchup.
would rather.
Illinois is a better matchup.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Unequivocally, that is true.
Oh, God. We'll never get to the coach rankings at this. Just let it go.
He made the graphic. He's mad if we don't get to the graphic.
Okay, I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna get back.
We'll fight about it tomorrow. We can fight about it tomorrow.
Well, we don't have to wait.
I mean, you stood up and you got all like, "That's not true." I'm like, all right.
Wait, what?
That's not true. You were doing the hands.
Oh God. Been around Tiger too long. What did he call him? My hand. What did he say?
Oh, I don't remember.
He had a term for him. I don't know what they are. They're like jazz hands.
Rico's doing hands over there. He's like, why can't we get to the graphic? Put the graphic
Oh,
up.
Lee's gonna come rock with us.
Oh, that'll be good.
You know what else? So
I don't think I've met Lee, have I?
No, but he has lots of things that he does. He can be good with stats. He's good with data. He's just kind of silly on here.
Yeah.
But you're not scratching the surface.
Oh, were we calling them the Kobe hands, the clear out hands? Is that what we were doing?
Oh yeah, that's what it was. I told you he hammered me on Twitter. He cropped them in like fours.
Yeah.
And so then that's why I've been doing this lately.
Rico, quit pouting.
Sorry. Well, geez, man.
He's a little baby. Look at him.
Well, you guys are both kind of quick-tempered.
Kobe.
All right, we'll get.
All right, so
we'll get to the graphics.
Who put it was it SB Nation college basketball account?
Yes.
Put out these college basketball coaching rankings based on who's in the round of 16 here. Rico, can we get those up on the screen, please, sir? There we go.
You've been waiting.
All right. Oh, look at that. That's a nice little graphic. Good job, Rico. So these
that is pretty good.
And they got this in the corner there. That's nice. So these are the rankings, and I've got questions.
You're the man.
I've got questions here because I think there's your criteria, which they did not give because it was just a social media post. I think the criteria matters a lot in how the rankings end up. Because if you're going by career resume, that's way different than who would I want for one season. That's different than who would I want if I'm hiring a coach right now. That's different than who do I want if I need to win 6 games in the tournament, right? So that all being said.
Look at Evan. Holy crap, that's awful.
I'm glad he specified that it wasn't the graphic. I was about to fight Evan.
Yeah, so why why I sent this to you?
Yeah, because Underwood is second to last.
No.
Oh, okay.
McCollum is last, and you honk for Ben McCollum.
There's a chance Ben McCollum is the best coach on this list.
Like, I couldn't believe it.
No, he can't be last. Like, that's idiotic. He cannot be last. There's a chance he is the best coach on this list.
Now, I need somebody, any of you guys that are smarter than me. Is Purdue the only team that has been a top 4 seed for 9 consecutive years? A 4 seed or better?
You mean currently?
Yes.
I believe so.
So I think that's the stat.
I think that's right. That sounds right. I know other teams have done that, but currently I believe that's correct.
So I just wanted you to know that.
No, I think Painter's a good coach.
Before you hammer, because in my former life, I worked with a guy that would have crushed him at 8.
So Painter's a good coach, but that's why I brought up, like, if I'm looking for a guy to win 6 games in the tournament, he's probably not that high. Like, he made it to the final that one time, but otherwise, famously,
you've well documented.
He bounces early, like
them falling short.
They bounce early, right? Like that's a hard.
So I thought that one would get your attention.
Yeah. So McCollum being at 16, that's why I brought up the resume versus ability. Because resume, he's got 2 years at D1. I understand how he's last, right? If you're talking about career resume, I understand how he's last only in that scenario. If you are talking about literally any other scenario or criteria, Ben McCollum cannot be last. He is, if you're just talking about pure coaching ability, he might be the best coach on this list.
Do you have any problems 1 through 3?
1 through 3. I can't argue with Hurley. I'm super high on Sampson, and I think my problems start at 4.
Okay.
I think my problems start. I could quibble about the order of 1 through 3, but
I'll let you process through it. How do you feel, real quick? How do you feel about number 6?
Immediate reaction was overrated.
He gets a lot of burn. Like, people want him, and some people like link him to Carolina.
I would immediately say no.
I don't.
Absolutely. I would not want him if I'm Carolina.
I don't at all.
I think his team's underachieved for the talent. He's good at talent accumulator. I think he's a poor man's John Calipari. I think he accumulates talent really well. I don't know.
And he's amazingly ranked ahead of Calipari.
Yeah, I think Calipari. And listen, that's probably in the neighborhood of where Calipari should be on this list.
Yeah.
That's in the neighborhood. Like, I would put, in terms of pure coaching, I'd put Otzelberger ahead of him. I would put McCollum ahead of him. And are we getting the whole staff or just the guy?
Let's not overthink it.
Okay. I would probably put Hoiberg ahead of him as well as a coach.
So are you surprised that Coach Hoiberg is ahead of Coach Otzelberger?
A little, yeah. I think Otzelberger is.
That's pretty that's pretty good company to be ahead of TJ.
Otzelberger is very well regarded. I think Sean Miller is appropriate where he's at. I think Brad Underwood's appropriate where he's at. I think Rick Barnes is overrated. I think Tommy Lloyd's probably low. We do the opposite of Tommy Lloyd that we do with Nate Oates. Like, I don't know why we don't like Tommy Lloyd more than Nate Oates.
So,
as a UNC fan, you've got an open job.
Yeah,
you're taking Tommy Lloyd over Nate Oates, right?
But I am also the guy, and I know I picked Arizona to win it, that I do have to see him against light competition because that has gotten away from him.
From Tommy Lloyd?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go through list 1 through 16 just in case for our podcast listeners that aren't.
That don't have the visual.
Dan Hurley, Calvin Sampson, Rick Pitino. That's 1 through 3. Yes.
What's number 2's name?
Kelvin Sampson. Don't listen. You really want to get into an E versus I? Like, you want to get into a vowel conversation here?
Would you like to write with my pen?
With your what?
My pen.
What do you use to poke a balloon?
A pen.
So still the writing utensil. Okay.
I got 2 words for you.
Hurley, Sampson, Pitino. That's 1 through 3. Izzo, Dusty May, Nate Oates, John Calipari, Matt Painter. That gets us through 8. Tommy Lloyd, John Shire, Rick Barnes, Fred Hoiberg. That's through 12. The last 4 are Otzelberger, Sean Miller, Brad Underwood, Ben McCollum.
So
my issues start at 4.
Okay. I'm going to tell you the 3 biggest. When I saw this.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, because I didn't send it to the group. I think I only sent it to you.
First, yeah, I think so.
Okay. So there's 3 people that I thought you'd have the biggest umbrage with.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, before you go, who are they?
The people I take the biggest umbrage with?
Yes.
Izzo.
I did not have Izzo, and I did not have Oates.
Okay. So outside of Izzo and Oates, this is high, too high or too low?
This is, you were not going to agree with where they are at all.
McCollum.
Was 1.
Probably Tommy Lloyd.
Nope.
No? Okay. Otzelberger?
Yep.
So McCollum, Otzelberger, and you probably thought Painter. No? Who's the third one?
You've hammered him. And he's sitting right dab smack at number 11.
Oh, yeah. Rick Barnes sucks.
I was like, this dude hates Rick Barnes.
I just think he's super average.
But like when I saw this, I was like, oh God, he's not even going to get past the first column.
No, Izzo is the one like that is that. What are we still doing with Tom Izzo thing?
Ravi?
Like the national championship was 26 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And
but he has those appearances though.
He's got the Final Fours started drying up a while ago. Like he's not running.
This is not a great roster.
It's not. Listen, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm saying we overvalue his prowess. In this list, I'm taking Dusty May over Tom Izzo.
Yeah.
I'm taking Ben McCollum 1,000% over Tom Izzo. I'm taking Otzelberger. I'm taking Hoiberg. And I'm probably I might take Shire and Lloyd over Tom Izzo.
I was a little surprised.
Shire seems low here. They're pretty good, man. Like
dude, that Duke team last year was.
They should have won. Like that was bad.
That's pretty. I mean,
that was bad.
But he does win a ton.
He does win a ton. Big Red Gun.
He's tied with Brad Stevens, right, for quickest to. For the
to the certain number of wins.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Dan Hurley probably is the best coach on the list. Big Red Gun. I can't argue with that. He's phenomenal.
I'm surprised you'd say that.
He's so. Listen. I can hate his personality. He's incredible at what he does.
Okay, I may be splitting hairs, but let me ask you something.
Who
do you think has done more with less, Kelvin or Dan?
Probably Kelvin.
It seems like Hurley's had better players.
Hurley is a better recruiter, but
Kelvin has done it multiple places.
Yeah, so Kelvin doesn't get the same credit that Pitino does as far as being like a nomad and being able to do it anywhere. But Kelvin can do it just about anywhere.
Right. Like
But it's really hard to argue with the national titles.
Does May seem high to you?
No, I think Dusty May's very good.
He's 5.
I mean, maybe a little high, but I mean, I don't have any. I mean, McCollum should go above him, but I'm taking Izzo out. Otzelberger should. I don't know if Otzelberger and May are very different types of coaches. I don't know which one I'd take because I'm including recruiting in this, right? Like you're in charge of the players you get. So the doing less with more doesn't automatically think you should be higher on the list.
Okay, but let me say something because I'm not really going to fight 1 through 3. I'm cool.
Yeah, I am too.
But I do think relative to the jobs you've had, like Oklahoma was a 1 seed.
Yeah, no, he was phenomenal. Like I think Kelvin Sampson is one of the best coaches in the country. Like he's phenomenal at what he does.
So to the point of the guys that you recruit, it's still affiliated with the institution too.
Sure. Yes.
I'd much rather be recruiting to Duke than Oklahoma.
Absolutely. I think Kelvin Sampson's done a much better job recruiting high-level players to Houston. He's gotten guys that he never really had access to before. Like he wasn't getting a ton of 5 stars at some of these other places. Honestly, if you want to talk about doing more with less, like
my 5, I would actually probably go Hurley, Sampson, Pitino. I may go Ben McCollum. Then I think you have to take a pretty good look at. I would. Izzo's going to be in my top 8.
All right.
That's
probably 8's fine. 8's probably fair.
Like I think Izzo's got to be in my top 8, but I definitely would bump down May and Oates, and I probably would for sure replace them with McCollum. And I don't care what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I know you hate Underwood. That dude wins a boatload. Like 15?
15's low. Sean Miller should be below him. Barnes should be below him.
Sean Miller's taken Xavier on 2 different occasions to the Sweet 16.
Look what he did with good players at Arizona. Nothing.
Dude, this Texas team is in the Sweet 16.
That's fine. That's fine. They shouldn't have been in the tournament. Like at some point it matters. Like if we're counting regular season stuff for some of these other guys, like we have to consider the regular season stuff with him where like I brought this up the other day. He's had some I get that he's had some good runs, but let me bring up Sean Miller for you here because he was getting really, really good players at Arizona. He missed the tournament the last 3 years.
Tommy
at Arizona.
Lloyd was getting those players.
Oh, Tommy Lloyd was at Gonzaga.
Well, okay. You're right.
Like he missed the last 3 years of the tournament at Arizona. I don't know how that's even possible. Like he had some good runs at Xavier. His second run at Xavier was
he got those guys to the Sweet 16 the second time around at Xavier.
The first season, yeah, he did, and then go NIT and then bounce to 60. Like I don't know, man. Like he's a good coach, but we're talking about 16 guys here. We're not talking about slotting him in the 200s or something. I don't think you can put Sean Miller over. Like, I don't think you could put Sean Miller over.
It should Underwood be above or below Painter?
Probably below.
Ooh.
I mean, if you're going to make this argument for Sean Miller, Painter's been really good for a long time too.
Yeah, but I also think they've underachieved.
And Sean Miller's teams haven't?
Which one?
All the Arizona teams. All of them.
No.
Matt Painter went to a national championship game.
Okay.
Does that not count?
Yeah, he got there.
Like that's more than we can say about almost everybody else on this list.
So Underwood's tournament appearance. Go to Painter's tournament appearances.
All right.
Since because they have been a top 4 seed the last 9 years in a row. Right. So that's top 16 in the country.
Yep. So we go
start at like 17.
Okay, so 16, 17, Sweet 16, Elite 8, COVID, round of 64, Sweet 16, round of 64, national runner-up, Sweet 16, currently in the Sweet 16. They've gotten bounced in the Sweet 16 or before the Sweet 16 just twice in the last 9 years.
As a top 16.
As a top 4 seed over. As a top,
so you would expect
Sweet 16.
The Sweet 16.
Yeah. So they have achieved at least what they were expected to in almost every one of these years. Now, one of those is the FDU 1/16, so that looms very large in our minds.
So, but how many bad losses in the tournament does Underwood have?
Let me see.
Like what you would call a bad loss.
I'm gonna have to bring them up here.
I'm gonna guess you're only gonna come up with one.
Which one was that?
You tell me.
Okay. I mean, I don't have it off the top of my head. That's why I was asking. I thought.
Could you use the whole give each like the best roster on this, and which coach do you think does the best with it?
Well, so Evan, if you agree with me, what loss? Yep, if that's what it was, it's Loyola. It was easy if you put it to. They lost to Loyola.
So he has been past,
and that actually got Moser paid.
Yes, it did.
So
shout out to our Creighton alums. I mean, he's been past the round of 32 twice now. Underwood.
Yeah, but I think that's the only bad loss, though.
Okay, so 2021 Illinois, they lost to. Let's see. That was Loyola Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the bad one. That's in his first tournament appearance with Illinois. The next year, they also got bounced in the round of 32. That was to, give me a second here.
I get it, Daniel. You're a huge criteria guy, and so it's hard, right? So I guess for this discussion, we're not even going to talk about program builders. I'm like, if I had to win 4 games in a row or 5 games in a row.
So that's why I brought up the criteria matter a lot in this, because it does completely change the rankings.
Does it?
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's career resume, then McCollum being last.
What if we simplified it and said they all had the same guys?
So I don't even think you want to do that, do you? Because you're very big on certain coaches coach certain types of guys better.
Yeah, but I can eliminate variables.
I mean,
if everybody has the same guys,
that is a variable to eliminate. I think that makes it. I don't know that that's the variable I'd eliminate.
I was shocked to see Otzelberger at 13.
Yeah, that seems way too low. I
Right.
think Otzelberger's phenomenal.
I mean, any list that has Ben McCollum last, I think is
Probably
going to be
wrong.
hard. Yeah.
I mean, do you feel good about the Arkansas loss if you're a couple years ago for Illinois?
No, but Big Red Gun asked the question: who takes the Carolina job? I think Lloyd would be in the discussion. Otzelberger is definitely going to be in the discussion. I think they'll balk at Oates' payout. I bet you they make a run at May.
You think they make a run at Golden?
Yep, and maybe Byington. I think those would be the 5.
So I don't think they should go after Oates. I think that's a terrible hire. I don't, as much as I think TJ Otzelberger is a great basketball coach, I don't know if that's a good fit for Carolina.
Why? Because you want them to be able to get fellas?
Yeah. I feel like, especially at North Carolina and what that fan base wants.
And there's no reason to take a back seat to Duke.
That's what I mean. I feel like by hiring Otzelberger, you're saying, hey, we need somebody that can win with recruits that aren't as good as Duke's. That's how I view that. And I don't think that's what North Carolina wants. I think they want a guy, I don't think they're going to go full like Calipari and be like, just give me the best recruiter out there. But that's not who we're talking about. I think obviously Dusty May can really coach. Obviously, Todd Golden can really coach. And I think Tommy Lloyd can really coach. I know that he's seen as the ace recruiter, but his Arizona teams have been really good so far. I get that people give him a hard time for losing early, but I would make the same argument about him that you would with Illinois. What are the bad losses?
Yeah. And I probably have to listen to that.
You know what I mean? I know that he hasn't necessarily advanced as far as
if we're kind of talking about that, then Rick Barnes seems like he's kind of getting a pass.
I think Rick Barnes had a lot of bad losses.
Yeah, I know.
I think he's chronically underachieved and he's had a lot of bad losses. But he makes however many Sweet 16s because he's been doing this forever. So we're just like, well, I guess that's cool. I mean, the only time Arizona under Tommy Lloyd has only not made the Sweet 16 once. He's been there for 5 years.
I don't have a ton of problems with Tommy Lloyd.
You know what I mean?
He gets, this is going to sound like a cop-out, but he gets to where he's supposed to.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
But most of the time, you'll take that as a floor, right?
Yeah, but you don't like that about Izzo because he actually, I think, exceeds given the guys that he's pumping out there.
I think part of my problem...
the slander is weird. I think if Izzo played a different style... Remember, it was 7 years ago. These guys were catching it out of the hoop and running it down your throat.
So I think my issue with Izzo is I don't understand why he's not getting better players anymore.
Well, because he tells you in every press conference. In every press conference, he talks about loyalty, accountability, and questioning the profession, but loving his job. Those are the 3. So sometimes that's not going to be advantageous.
I get
for guys.
that. But if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to find somebody to coach my basketball team, and I've got a guy that doesn't want to play by the rules of the system that now exists, why would I pick that guy?
I'm not saying he doesn't want to play by the rules.
Well, he doesn't want to be a part of that world. Basically, he doesn't this is.
He found a way to thrive in it this year.
Sure, but if I'm talking about
which is vastly different than the other old guys, because even Patino, who's older, is very contemporary because I think he's used to cheating, right?
Yes.
So it's like
this is right up his alley.
No big deal. It doesn't matter that I'm 73.
It's the reason if I'm North Carolina, I don't really look at Billy Donovan because he's never lived in this world.
Yeah,
I'd be very hesitant on Billy Donovan.
No, I get it.
He has not lived in this world for a very long time, and everything from when he won national titles and was good at Florida, literally everything has changed.
Even Rick Barnes, as an older guy, is playing the game.
Well, yeah, because he was doing it before he was allowed to. I mean, that's why, if you want to be honest, that's the Sean Miller thing. It's he's good at it now because he was cheating before. I mean, he's on, that's not an allegation. He was on tape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That man could have gone to prison if they really wanted him to. I still don't really understand how that's illegal, but anyway, whatever. Federally illegal. I'm not sure why the FBI was.
I think anytime you lie to the feds is probably not a good thing.
Well, did he know he was lying to the feds? He didn't know he was wiretapped.
I think being caught dead to rights in the scandal, because remember it went quiet for so long, and we're How are all these other sanctions coming down? And I mean, famously close to home. It's and nothing's going on with Sean Miller.
Yeah, and nothing ever happened with Sean Miller, and he didn't get fired until he started losing.
Yeah.
Right? It was super weird. But I mean, I just have a really difficult time with like the Izzo of it, because it's like, okay, if you don't want to, he feels like a guy that wants to coach a mid-major, and that's not Michigan State.
Yeah. I mean, Rick Barnes famously, this doesn't do you any good because you think KD's overrated as a winner, but
no, but in college, like
he was player of the year. They couldn't get to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, you got to make it out of the round of 32 with KD and DJ Augustine, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was on that team.
Like
you can't get to the Sweet 16.
I can't shake with him.
You can't get to the Sweet 16 with Kevin Durant and DJ Augustine.
And there's one more we're missing too, the wing.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
Abrams? Is it Abrams?
What year is that? 2007?
Is it Abrams? Might be. I see 24 in my head.
That sounds right. Was it 06, 07, or 07, 08?
God, that's a bad year for me.
I think it's 06, 07. I'm going to take a look. Yep. Okay. AJ Abrams.
Yeah. What number do you wear?
He wore 3. You're thinking Justin Mason. He wore 24.
Okay.
They also, by the way, had Damian Jones, NBA player.
Yeah.
Dexter Pittman, NBA player. DJ Augustine, NBA player. Kevin Durant.
That was a horrific outing.
Like what? Like, and AJ Abrams was the second best player on that team, and he didn't play in the NBA.
Yeah. How about that pull by
Abrams was a good pull. I wouldn't have come up with Abrams.
Let's go.
Like, and let's not forget, Lincoln native Matt Hill also on that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prior to Lincoln Southeast.
Yeah, we may have to go back through this.
I'm just saying, like, Rick Barnes has had some doozies in terms of not getting where he was supposed to go.
Yeah, and what I mean about lying to the feds is when they didn't come and say, hey, we have this evidence on the wiretap. Like, they were doing the investigation and he was lying to them the whole time. So, and when they produced the audio, it's like,
I get that. My question was, what was he doing that was illegal to be investigated in the first place? Like, I get that it's against NCAA rules to pay players. What I didn't understand was what about how he was doing that made it a federal crime to be investigated.
No, I hear you.
Before he lied to the feds.
Dude, I knew I liked Chuck. Like, this dude is a total hoops head.
Oh, Admiral Schofield, that's a good pull. That's a random one.
Hey, dude just came in talking hoops a couple weeks ago, and it's just like, all right, we're in.
Yeah, Evan, it's the SEC problem. The people that cheated before are worse at it now because everybody can do it. Well, it can go either way. You either get better at it because now you don't have to hide it, or you get worse at it because you're playing by the same rules as everybody else.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the SEC is they can't procure depth.
Yeah, you can't stockpile anymore.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you could pay guys, $6,000-$7,000 a month, and they stick around.
Yeah, $7,000 a month is barely their housing budget now.
Yep.
Like, you're not getting anything with $7,000 a month. You might not get a punter for $7,000 a month.
Oh, not one of them Aussie guys. No way.
No, not if you're going to kick Australia or whatever it's called.
Yeah. You're paying $40,000-$50,000 minimum.
I was like, you better be getting out your checkbook to get one of those rugby style boys.
Ravi.
There's another list we got to go through tomorrow, but I know you want me to rank.
What's the other list you want to go through?
NIL transfer success.
Oh, I don't think you sent me that list yet.
I didn't?
You have to send that one over to me.
All right, I'm on it.
We'll see what we can do. That is the show.
Your boys are on there.
Who?
Creighton.
Oh yeah, the return.
There's some misperceptions, or there's some misconceptions.
There's some misconceptions about the money, but their return on investment was rough this year. I mean, there's no way around that.
Yeah, Kentucky. There's some teams on the list.
How long does Mark Pope survive?
Well, that seat has to be in Fuego, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. They didn't want
and that might be a guy. And like if a guy came free.
Yeah.
Much what happened in the NFL. Oh, you mean Harbaugh's available now?
Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah, that. Or if I'll be honest, I mean, I don't think he'd ever leave Kentucky. But if a job came free that was pretty good, that wasn't Kentucky, he might be like, he might pull an old Coach McDermott and be like, Iowa State's a little rough. Let's go to Creighton. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like the writing on the wall here.
We got some lists.
Well, especially Mark Pope was like their 12th choice in the first place.
I know,
right?
and it took forever.
That's not like, oh, this is our guy, we're sticking with him. It's like, we didn't want him in the first place. Let's try again in 2 years.
That's when you started honking for Cal.
Listen, he's better than
they got the cameras on. He's just walking his dog.
He's better than anybody give him credit for. He just is. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Don't forget to call our friends over at Next Gen Male Medical, 402-614-9700. You can have as spirited discussions as DB and I do, although hopefully not as ridiculous. Whatever you've got going on, whether you need energy, need a little help losing weight, need a little bit of stamina in the gym or other places, no judgment here. Give them a call, 402-614-9700. Our friends at Next Gen Male Medical have you covered. We will be back tomorrow with more Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.